coming right up on his door again. This kid isn't scared of anything. As Keske, it's a solid, a fantastic lead run.
Johnny Burns is qualified outside the top 25. We'll take a look at the Pro Championship point standings as they sit.
So it's the Pro Sport Championship as they sit, as you've just said. Tony Jeets, run us through the top 5.
So in 5th place, Zach Zayden, sitting on 202 points. I've gone backwards, haven't I? Keisuke Nagashima sits up the top with 314 points. Daniel Edwards and Adam Whitehead can certainly both catch him on 280 and 260 points respectively. Daniel Smith there on 207 points and Zach Zayden on 202. Take a look further through as well. And I do believe it's Daniel Edwards who's sitting second in the championship. It's a true fact, I haven't seen the battle tree, but I heard them talking about it, up against Keisuke Nagashima, the current points championship leader, in the first battle.
Oh my gosh, well,
of their top.
That's the way to do it.
16.
Well, there goes the rest of them. We've got Aaron Habib, Brody Knowles, Brady Marr, Sam Rawson, Aidan Daly, Matthew Brown, Daniel Caldwell, Jason Wu. That was the top 20 cars. But now we're going to go and bring out, well, it's a top 24 bracket. There goes our official launch master Willie. He won't be able to hear us. Can you hear us, Launchmaster Willie? Nah, I can't hear us through the pay. Chuck us a mana wave, bro. No, that's a signal for an OMT, and we don't like those. So this is our first battle of Tauranga. It is the Mack Civil BMW. The Sultan. Getting some warmth in there as well. Let's see if we've got any.
So Aidan Daly in the Reed and Harrison Performance S14 warming up the tyres as well. That's who he's going up against.
Just waiting for our sheets to upload and get and refresh. So we'll see what's going to happen. Are there going to be any more Tauranga battles? Aaron Habib on the left, our left. We've got the Nissan Silvia of Aidan Daly on the right. It is 2JZ versus RB25. It's BMW versus S14. It's almost 1,000 versus 500. What's it going to be? It's going to go down to the lights. Or are you just waiting for some smoke to dissipate from Aidan Daly's cockpit after the scrub? It's in the cream insurance scrub box. A little bit too long. Ah, there it is. We're just going to wait for the haze to dissipate from the venue. We need this the afternoon wind to make its way.
Here we go, lights go red. The first battle of the day, it is the Pro Sport Top 24. Aaron Habib leading out Aidan Daly. So they fire into the Repco wall ride for the first time. Aidan Daly's let a little bit of gap go between himself and Habib. So he's shallowed up there to get right back up on the door of the BMW as they make their way through into the teardrop.
Well, they'll come through and they'll make their way up to the top. We obviously want to see the lead car do a qualifying run, a couple of corrections for the chase driver. Again, it's all about proximity when you're in that chase position. Can he close up the door? It's an RB25. It might be a bigger engine next year, but it's, oh, he's going for the shallow line to get up on the door. They come back onto the front straight, and that is the first lap, the first battle of the grand finale day.
So a good solid battle to start off as far as the championship ladder goes for the battle tree today. And we'll take another look on the Dale ITM replay of that one there. Aaron Habib getting right out by the wall and Aidan Daly having to run shallow to get right back up on and make him the mobile clipping point. Bit of a drag on the handbrake there from Habib as he gets into the teardrop. And shallow's off there, which gives Daly a chance to close right up on the door as Habib accelerates away from him. And then this is where Daly gets right back up on the door again, shallowing his line. Tell you what, the bonnet always freaks me out on the front of Aidan Daly's car as well. It always looks like it's open.
I'll see if I can sort that out with new bonnet bolts.
Of course, shout out to all those people who are tuned in around the country, around the world. On Facebook, Josh Carter and his sons. Hope you're enjoying the footage as Aidan Daly this time leads out the BMW of Habib. Right out by the wall goes Daly.
Well, it's a solid way to start for Aidan Daly in the RHP Silvia. See how he goes as he moves up into the Dale ITM teardrop, the top of the teardrop. Did a great job to fill that outer zone before coming through and switching. He's going to head up to that Repco wall ride again.
So Aaron Habib now, a little bit of a mistake, I think it was, from down out front. So it's, we'll have to take another look at that. Habib right there, though, as they finish off the run. And put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. What a good first battle that we're seeing from these two drivers. So Habib there having to take the shallow line to try and get the proximity on the lead driver. And Daly there looking good in that Reed and Harrison performance. S14, look at that outer zone there, which left the door wide open for Habib to come right up on the edge of the S14. It was at this point here that Daly, he was just trying to get it out by the wall further, nothing too much in it. And coming through to finish the run with Habib right there on the back bumper.
Well, a huge amount of support for both of these drivers here at Mercury Baypark Stadium. Lots and lots of Mac Civil supporters for Aaron Habib, and of course the RHP team are here in vengeance, supporting them and Aidan Daly.
So it's going to be left-hand side for Aaron Habib, right-hand side for Aidan Daly. Just looking for a result from the judges.
All right, Andrew Redwood, Joel Counter, JT, Wharedo, and it's going to be 3 strikes to Aaron Habib.
Well done, Aaron. You survived season 2024 and you keep rolling on through. Probably the chase was a better one, huh?
Yeah, pretty happy with the chase. Had a few shambles with the wall through practice, but I'm happy to take the win.
Keep going.
Happy days.
As we get ready for our next battle of the day. Lots and lots of fans out there for the man on, well, probably for both. Brings fans for everyone, doesn't it? We've got Dean Young and the 1.5 JZ's S13 Sylvia versus Matt Kitto in the 2JZ S13. It is Dean Young who will lead them out in the first pass today.
Dean Young there right out by the wall. Good initiation from him. Kitto's going to play catch-up for the first part of this battle as Dean Young now throws it into the teardrop for the first time as well. Kitto's still there though, trying to go shallow to make the proximity up against Dean Young. SF Tiling S13 doing a good job. Beautifully presented as always, the Dean Young vehicle.
Well, he's going to head back up to the wall now, and a big mistake by Kitto on the chase position. You can see how low that car was down there. Comes through, kisses the wall to finish.
Yeah, and I think that might have been enough to give the advantage to Dean Young late in the run there. It was a good wall ride. Kitto there, not as much angle and not as much depth up into the wall. And Dean Young
is Dean Young. He's got a 360 camera on the back end, and he's about to go and send it into the concrete. Well, he comes through, probably arcs off a little bit too soon, but he comes through to switch. Now, this is the point here where you'll see quite a big mistake as they fire through here and there.
Yeah, it was all bar a straight line of reinitiation.
And then Dean decides, boom, I'll just hit that concrete. Should be right.
So they'll switch roles. Kitto now will jump into the lead position. Dean Young will pull up into the chase spot. There. A good shot into the inside of those cars. And it will certainly be advantage to Dean Young at this stage. So they leave the line, get the green light, go ahead from Launch Master Willie. And there's Matt Kitto leading Dean Young. And Dean Young there needs to play a bit of catch up this time for himself as Kitto shallows off on the Repco wall ride. Dean Young though, trying to close the proximity up. He needs to get right up on the side of Kitto. We're using him as a mobile clipping point. Kitto very shallow through the first part of the teardrop. And Dean Young, here he comes now. Is he going to get right up on the door for the final part of the wall ride? Oh, contact between the two cars. They've kept it in it though. So maybe problems with the steering of Dean Young there. Is the front wheel hanging off the right front of that car? Take a look at the Dale ITM replay. And Kitto was very shallow to start the run. Dean Young there trying to get up on his door. And it's a little bit messy from both these drivers in the second half of this battle. Kito though doing a good job here into the in the lead position, trying to get back out on the wall for the final part of the Repco wall ride, which he does so here. And there's a little bit of contact from Dean Young. He was probably envisaging Kito to wash himself a little bit wider out towards the concrete wall.
Well,
oh, so it is big problems with the steering on the front end of the Dean Young S13. So proving that contact is evident there as he came into the Repco wall ride for the final time. I wonder if the judges deem that to be Kiddo's fault or if Dean Young just came in there too hot.
yeah, and that's what I was going to mention, was what are they going to decide? What are they going to choose? Are they going to deem that there was the issue was in the hands of the lead driver? Well, to me it isn't. He needs to get up there, but you've still got to use that car as a mobile clipping point. What truck's that?
There's Billy McFarlane from 111 Towing. Massive shout out to him, bringing that flat deck over. Of course, if you do need any towing needs in and around Rotorua and the Bay of Plenty, make sure you get hold of Billy and the team at 111 Towing.
Another person you could probably go and talk to is Stephen McIver. What's happening down there?
Well, I'm not giving you the result because I don't know the result right now. I know you're looking at me going, have I won? Have I won? Yeah, I know, mate, but good lead run.
Loved it, mate. Every second of it was just wicked. It's awesome. Like, nothing beats the thrill of drifting.
Did you get a tap at the end there?
Yeah, I felt him nudge me and I was just banging just to keep her moving around and just keep off that wall, and close to it but not sucking.
Were you a little bit worried in that first run where you sort of straight line it coming into the home straight?
No. The car's a gem, mate. She's along. She takes us.
All right, well, you're sitting in, you qualified P24. We're just waiting on the judge result. Well, there's a hell of a run, so I'm going to go back up there and we'll see what happens, okay?
Thank you very much.
So there is Matt Kito and Billy McFarlane, the 111 Towing team out there, just dragging that up onto the back.
So a big thank you to everyone that did answer my SOSs yesterday. We have got two recovery vehicles today. That was one of the ones I said I'll give away 6 tickets if somebody turns up, and he's like, I'm not going to just do it for now. Here we go. And it's going to be 1, 2, 3 strikes in favour of Dean Young. Dean Young is going to win on the back of a truck.
So a bit of work to do out there for the boys in the Dean Young drift team. And the 111 Towing team doing their best to get that car up there as quick as possible. There it goes. Steering issues major for them. So we do hope you are enjoying the drifting here nice and early in the afternoon. For the drifting, a whole lot of drifting action to come. We have the entire Pro Sport battle tree to get through, as well as the pros a little later this evening.
You know, you can tell how a builder's day's going, Josh, by the way they park their utes. True. Hard close, not quite a slam. Paul's having a shocker. Owner's doing a site visit soon. Subby didn't show, so they're a bit behind. You going all right, Paul?
Having a shocker. Owner's doing a site visit soon. Subby didn't show, and we're a bit behind. How did you even do that?
Nobody understands builder like we do, Josh.
ITM.
Well, we are here. The crowd is starting to build. This is the grand finale of the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship, Mercury Baypark Stadium here in Mount Maunganui. We're getting ready for our next battle of the day, and what a battle it's going to be. This is a battle between essentially teammates. It's a 350Z with an LS under the bonnet and a Eurofighter with the same monster V8 under the bonnet. Jason Wu's the silver Eurofighter. And then we've got Corbin Wilson behind the wheel of this Pro Wear 350. Out of Gisborne, he just started drifting 18 months ago. He came through last night qualifying really, really well. Why do we talk him up? Because this kid, and I say kid, is 15 years of age. He came out of Speedway racing mini stocks around tracks like Baypark Speedway out of Gisborne and decided he was going to give drifting a go. Corbin Wilson has won over 20 races here at Baypark. Behind the wheel of his mini stock, he's held the checkered flag more than any other driver that's ever been here at Baypark in a drift car. But this today is the first time he's actually competitively drifted in battle. He's got Jason Wu in the Eurofighter. Both of these drivers out of the Drift Academy, driftacademy.co.nz. Sky Zhao's great opportunity to get people into drifting out of the Meri Drift Track south of Auckland, just north of Hampton Downs. So if you want to learn to drift, it's a great opportunity to do so. That's what Corbin Wilson has done, and he's about to show you. Is he any good? And you know what? If he's not, it doesn't matter, because he has years to continue to hone his craft. As the higher qualifier, he will lead out the first battle of the Pro Sport campaign. The first run. Let's see how Corbin Wilson can go. Almost looked like a touch between himself and Jason Wu. We know Jason Wu is an extremely strong battler, a very, very good qualifier. Corbin Wilson will make his way back up into the Repco wall ride. The 15-year-old kid, hard on the gas, will come through to finish, and a solid way to debut in battle with the Repco D1NZ Pro Sport Championship.
And that's an exciting name to keep an eye on, keep your eye on for the future, isn't it? Corbin Wilson, impressive out there in qualifying. He set an early qualifying score run yesterday that got him into the top 5 and hung there for a long time. And looking at how that battle panned out, geez, right out there. It's
probably a hard one. I mean, these two drivers would be used to. That was a big adjustment correction mistake in the chase car. That's a very hard thing for Jason Wu, because although he has drifted probably a lot with Corbin Wilson at Meri, they both do spend a lot of time at that drift track. He's never drifted with him on a full-size drift track like Baypark, getting the hammer down. Where is Corbin Wilson? Okay, he's lined up next to him as we get ready to send them.
So a hard one to call there from how it sat and how it was looking to start with between Jason Wu and Corbin Wilson.
Launchmaster Willie just saying, back him up.
Just get back.
I love the gloves. Speaking to Corbin yesterday, he was very thankful for the support from Azar and ProWear. See what the Eurofighter can do from the lead position. That is impressive. He hit the wall. It should have taken that whole front end in. He kept his foot on the gas and drove out of it. Skills.
That was something you said yesterday, was if you head towards the wall, just put your foot in it. And that's exactly what Jason Wu's done there. He's driven himself out of trouble. He's dropped the wheel off on the way round.
We've got to make sure that Corbin Wilson held his drift coming up onto the teardrop. There is a reason why. I think we've got the 2 wheels off. That big mistake that we've seen from Jason Wu might be enough for the kid who qualified higher than his teammate yesterday in his first ever event. He's 15 years of age, out of Drift Academy, out of... You see those taillights go? They look more expensive than Derek Kelly's.
So that's that point there. The Corbin Wilson, yeah, didn't maintain the drift there in behind. And there's where a couple of wheels go off Jason Wu there. So has Corbin Wilson done enough to get through? So Jason Wu coming through, leading the run through. And We'll head down for a result. We've got Stephen McIver pit lane.
All right, which way is it going to go? Jason Wu or Corbin Wilson? And it's going to be 1, 2, 3 strikes to the 15-year-old kid in the white car. It's Corbin Wilson.
Corbin, congratulations. First time in the big show and you're going up against the championship leader in the next round, Keisuke Nagashima. How was that?
Yeah, it was pretty cool, eh? Like, first time doing a round of D1 here, so big deal for me. So go out, have some fun, see how it goes.
What do you make of the walls? Once you'd be used to, you've done speedway on these walls, haven't you?
Yeah, last time I was here, I was racing a mini stock, so it's a little bit different, but no, all good, yeah.
Big crowd from Grizzy watching today?
I'm not too sure, eh?
Well, mate, you got a lot to do because you've got the championship leader next, so go seal yourself in for that one.
Sweet, thank you.
Wow, Corbin Wilson, 15 years of age, already winning battles at the concrete jungle. It's Baypark Stadium. He's used to probably around 40 or 50 horsepower under the back of a mini stock. Now he's got a fair few hundred under a LS350Z. So Matthew Brown and Dylan James next on the line. It's going to be Matthew Brown that leads off Dylan James all the way from Christchurch Mainland Drift, the Drift South competitor. Calendar Girls on the door of that one there. And problems for James in the chase.
That could have been really bad. Matthew Brown, though, he'll stay on the gas. He had a great run in Taupō in qualifying. He P1 that one there.
And he's fair gapped him as well. That mistake from Dylan James late in the wall ride. As he's trying to close up the gap, show his up to try and come through and finish the run. He's got his work cut out for him if he wants to take the win here. Dylan James, it will be an advantage to Matthew Brown as I see it at the moment.
Okay, here's one for you. Corbin Wilson at 15 years of age. He won the MSC Challenge. He has an official Formula Drift license. He can go into FD.
Oh, look at that. So that was actually for one, maybe two wheels off, front wheels for Dylan James, unfortunately. Actually, I remember seeing Corbin's mum was online watching him yesterday during qualifying. Dare I say, she'll be here in person. She'll be very proud of that win from Corbin as well. And a couple of other people certainly sending their congratulations through the Facebook live feed. If you are tuned in, welcome along around the country, around the world. And of course, if you are here at Mercury Bay Park Stadium, welcome along. Beautiful day here at Mount Maunganui. We have a huge day of drifting ahead of us. Dylan James leading out Matthew Brown. We are in the Pro Sport top 24 at the moment. And Dylan James needs to somehow force the issue on Matthew Brown, sorry, to force the mistake if he wants to advance. So Dylan James did a good job through the teardrop there, but Matthew Brown doing enough. Fairly conservative chase. He's keeping a bit of distance between himself and James, which I think is a smart move. Whether his spotter's given him and told him.
Oh, he almost ran himself out at that point there. So I think Matthew Brown's like, this is easy, I've won this one here. You could see that he really came through, and there's a huge gap, so it's like, I'll just take a massive dive, take that really short line, and gain all that proximity coming back.
So we take another look here, and it was a good lead run from Dylan James, but he's just let himself, unfortunately, go on the chase to begin with. Look at that outer zone there, filling that really nicely, but Matthew Brown, he's right there as well. So a few more battles to go in the top 24. So we head down pit side. We have Matthew Brown on the left. Is it going to be Dylan James on the right? We have 1, 2, 3 strikes to Matthew Brown on the left-hand side.
Don't go on me, pal. I got to jam this down in here. Congratulations. Conservative chase.
Yeah, it took a bit to get here. A few repairs on the car, but we're out there, we're doing it.
Go get it, mate.
Thank you.
So the winner of that battle goes through to take on Daniel Edwards, who's currently second. So we have both the MTF Finance Cambridge cars out here. Look at that. They're already throwing hands at each other out the windows. It is Justin Patterson on the right. He's in the black MTF Finance Cambridge car up against Rody Knowles in the yellow MTF Finance Cambridge. This will make work interesting on Monday for the two MTF Finance Cambridge boys as Justin Patterson leads out Rody Knowles. Shallow for Rody in the chase. Justin Patterson up on that left foot brake trying to get it in and out to the wall into the Dale ITM teardrop they go. And good angle there from Patterson. Throws almost too much angle. That's given Rody Knowles a chance to catch up, get right on the door, and around goes Patterson. He's over-rotated himself, and around goes Rody Knowles to finish off the run. So it's going to be advantage to Rody Knowles at this stage. How did they get there? One of them qualified in 15th and one of them qualified in 18th. So Justin Patterson got 15th, Rody Knowles 18th, and that put them up against each other in this top 24 battle. The winner of this battle has certainly got their work cut out for them as they have Pete Drever in the top 16. So that's going to be interesting for him, which way this goes. And advantage to Rowan Knowles there in the yellow MTF Finance Cambridge car at this stage. As we take a look at the replay, a little bit messy from both drivers through the Repco wall ride to start with. And Justin Patterson, it sort of came undone here for him. He threw it into the Dale ITM. That's where he piled on the angle. And then at that point there, just threw it back through. So that's going to give the advantage to Rody Knowles, who's going to lead out this time in the yellow one. On the right-hand side, it's S13 against S13. RB versus 2J. The 2J in the black. S13. And Rody Knowles into it and fires that car into the Repco wall ride. Justin Patterson in the chase has had to show up his line there to try and gain proximity on Rody. As Rody now throws it into the teardrop. Justin Patterson, look at the chase that he's putting on. He's trying to pile the pressure on his teammate right now. And doing a good job up front though at this stage, Rowan Knowles. And Patterson is going to fall behind here. Rody Knowles has done a good qualifying run. He doesn't need to be too aggressive on that wall ride on the way back as well. So he's kept the rear bumper a metre or so off the wall ride. And that, unfortunately, will be the end of the day for Justin Patterson. The battle of the MTF cars. So we take a look at that replay as well. Justin Patterson was doing a good job in the chase position at this point in time. The proximity was really good between himself and Rody Knowles. And there we go. Fires himself up ahead there. Gives a couple of car lengths away. I'm going to shoot upstairs and get a result from Andrew Redwood, Joel Counter and JT Wharedo. We have Rowan Knowles, Rody Knowles on the right-hand side, Justin Patterson on the left. Expect 1, 2, 3 to Rody Knowles. The yellow MTF Finance car picks up the win.
I was in the pits listening to you talking to the boss going, okay, so I'm not going to let you get away. You put too much pressure on him in that run.
Yeah, to be honest, it was a little bit scrappy in the chase, but I needed to apply the blowtorch in a big way because, I mean, he's had his own struggles this weekend, but the only thing that was going to get him was a little bit of just that extra noise, extra pressure. I'm stoked to get the win. Hey, look, obviously, you know, Justin is my naming rights sponsor. He looks after me like I'm his own son during the year. We work together, we play together, and I love him for that, and I'll always go out and fight hard with him, and as long as we're having fun, that's what it's all about.
Go get ready for Drever.
Thanks, mate.
So next battle on the line, Sam Rowson will take on Paulo Tavares. And Sam Rowson in the Laurel, he qualified in 10th spot, which put him up against the 23rd qualifier of Paulo. Big straight line and behind there in the chase. So Sam Rowson's going to grab a big advantage in the early parts of this first run between these two, and the Laurel just pouring the smoke out through the teardrop as he makes his way back up onto the Repco wall ride. And a little bit shallow from Rowson, but I'm sure a spotter is in his ear. And something interesting, if you are new to drifting, welcome along to Baypark Speedway, Mercury Baypark Stadium for the final round, the grand finale, the concrete jungle as it's slang to of drift track. And yeah, interesting thing between the drivers, they do have a crew member, or what they like to call the spotter. They'll be in the air telling them exactly what that driver is doing, and behind obviously they're keeping their eyes forward. And at this point in time, I believe that Sam Rouse's spotter will definitely be letting him know that he's got the advantage over Paulo Tavares in the early part of their battle. This is for the top 24, Pro Sport top 24 at the moment, and the winner of this battle will go through to Matty J and take on him in the top 16. So we get a look at the replay there, and Rouse doing a good job up front. So his turn to chase Paulo in that BMW.
Great to see him back. We haven't seen him for a couple of rounds, or actually, I think we saw him at round 1 and then haven't seen him since. So let's go and see how they stack up, line up next to each other. What are we waiting on? Ah, that's what we're waiting on. It's somewhat hazy. I think Panhead does a hazy beer. All right, well, let's have a look at the second half of this battle. A beautiful white BMW. Oh, up on, and it's just kissing the concrete. As he comes through, and oh, that's an over switch at that point there. Takes 4 wheels off. He's headed off to turn 2 of the speedway track. So Ralston doesn't actually need to finish the drift from the chase position, but you tell me a single drifter that does not want to keep his foot down on the gas pedal. A slight kiss with the concrete to finish, and we'll come through and slide it in. Well, that's going to be a cut and dry, isn't it? So we'll have a look and see what happened there. So everything seemed really nice. There was obviously a slight kiss of the concrete coming through. We see the great switch. And then at this point here, I don't know if he just got on the lock stops and couldn't bring the steering wheel back. But it was not going to be enough. Sam, from the chase position, goes, oh, I'm all right with this. I'll go up and put my foot down and get some sideways action going. All right, which way will it be? Well, it's quite easy to see. Unanimous. The judges say the C33 Laurel of Sam Ralston takes the win.
Did you give this car a polish before Grand Finale Day? Because it's glistening.
Can you tell?
Congratulations, mate. You must be stoked with that one.
Stoked, yeah. First time here. That's wicked.
What's it like in the jungle?
Oh, mate, I've always been the one on the outside washing all the big boys in there, and now I'm in there doing it, and man, it's wicked, eh?
Well, you drove like a big boy. Go get ready for Matty J.
Thank you.
Let's talk to Paulo, because I'm told that this is Paulo's first time in the jungle, first time in comp. So how was the experience?
Well, it was awesome. After 6 months battling with this car and finally here, I can't complain. Honestly, it's all good. Sam drove so good. It was so nice to be behind him. It was good. It was good.
Mate, just get out of here and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very much. See you guys next year.
Oh, that is awesome. Someone give him more sponsors so he can afford to just turn up, because that is what we want to see.
Can we have any more smiles out of Paulo there?
Well, there is the pits there. So, of course, we've got most of the Pro Sport Pro drivers through that centre section. You'll see all those big transporters on the right-hand side. Fanger down the back there. And then over the side, I think we've got over 70 show cars. And I think there's even a couple of Impalas. One of them might actually be Tony G's, I hear. That may just be a rumour. Tony G's just nipped out for a moment. He'll make sure he's A-OK. Work getting done, and that goes the crowd there. Yeah, we can see you too. Go on, chuck us a mana wave. Hi, Craig. Well, let's have a look at, I think we'll see if we can find out what happened with this car. Quali fire on the side of Ra Hader's car. Hello, Steve and Ben. Quali fire is exactly what it did. The scariest thing in motorsport, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Ra Hader trying to set the score, and no, he just set himself alight. He's just driven past and gone, oh, look. So And look at the speed of the recovery team. One of them's actually a Baypark Speedway one. He knows it's the scariest thing in motorsport. Nothing is worse than seeing a car on fire, and to see it back out there now. That's what the rear looks like, Tony.
Yeah, and what I can also tell you is there's a brand new radiator in there, and it's only got in there about not even 5 minutes ago. He's barely made the line. Yeah, he's had no practice this morning. Doesn't know what's happening in this track. Ra, in the words of Ra Hader, as always, just send it. Chasing down Zach Antics here. Zach Zayden from out of the Hawke's Bay up against Rotorua, the qualifier S15 up against the Drift Antics S15. And it's a good start to the battle from both these drivers.
Well, he should be getting quali battler now. Qualifier on the door, can he get through? And he's running that short line so he can get right up on him. They're side by side coming out of the final turn here. A great lead battle, a lead run though by Zach Zayden in the Drift Antics S15.
So we'll take a look at the Dale ITM replay. So Zayden there is actually a little bit shallow through to start with, but Ra Hader right there on the door. It's at this point here that Zach Zayden really put the foot down and drove away from Ra, trying to put down that little good lead run into the teardrop they go and put that out of zone out really nicely, which opened up a really good chase as well from Ra Hader. They both grabbed that clipping point there perfectly and into the Repco wall ride for the final time. And Zayden,
look at him go.
Tap and go there.
And just brings it to a stop. Well, it's the second half of the battle time. They will switch positions. Of course, the higher qualifier will always lead out the first half of the battle.
So
see all the safety measures and that stuff they have.
A lot of work gone into.
What are they looking at? Stop looking.
Well, he's only just put, like I say, that radiator it got shot off to Marlemy Street.
Those are water sprayers, it's okay.
Yeah.
Did it go to Marlemy Street, did it?
They had to go down and weld it back together. I think that's where Nick, the pitman, went over there and sorted that out and welded it up together. They had to put the AN fittings back on it. We were calling top 24 battles. Ra's radiator was still on its way back to the track. So, problems from Hader there. Late initiation.
Okay, so I think that's probably going to be a cut and dry victory in the other. Oh, look, the rest of the car's coming off. They tried to burn the top of it last night, the back of it, and anything else that's left is gone. But that big straight line moving into the first turn is probably going to be enough to extinguish the qualifier's dreams. Qualifier, it's a company who looks after all the alarm systems. That's where the big sort of mistake was. We're not looking at the chase car right now, we're actually looking at the lead car. And I know that Qualifier was so happy with essentially their man being out there and taking all that sunshine glow that they actually came up and donated, gifted, sponsored 10 fire extinguishers to the team here, because they thought, well, just in case we decide to come on full time with Ra Hader, the Qualifier team thought we'd better look after the D1NZ. We say thank you. One strike Zach, two strikes Zach, all three, it's unanimous. Zach Zayden.
Mate, well, you go through. That's the most important thing. Happy with the way the run went?
Yeah, it was not bad. It's a little bit slippery out there, so I think we've got to dial back the pressure a little bit. But
which part of the track?
It's usually on the sweeper. I don't know if you can see, I might have rubbed up the rear. I don't like touching that wall, Steve, so yeah.
You're breathing heavy. Go and have a drink and get you ready for the next round. Just quickly. Hell of a weekend for you, brother.
Oh, hell of a weekend. I'm just grateful, man, just to be here, and thanks of all the boys that helped us with our fire last night, and Ben and Steve from Qualifier Fire Protection, they've been helping us out get there this weekend. All my boys, Dallas, Haxton, Nick, everyone that's helped out this weekend has been incredible, bro. And I just wanted to do a shout out to all of them. My partner who looks after my kids. Been an emotional weekend, but yeah.
Good to have you back here.
Cheers, bro.
So there it is, Raheda. Geez, he was one of my top 4 drivers after practice and quali, actually, unfortunately. Coming to that dreaded commentator's curse.
Oh, it's your fault.
Ryan Parry will lead out Daniel Krinkle here. Ryan Parry from Aotearoa and the Calendar Girls S14, Daniel Krinkle. And big angle, listen to the limiter. I absolutely love the sound of this RB, and I will not say that very often at all. Ryan Parry out there in the lead run, and Krinkle, look at the proximity he's got.
Oh, Krinkle really having to work it. You can see how much lock he's having to run. But of course, by doing so, you're not actually gaining that wheel speed to get yourself back up, and a big gaps forming between them. What is that bouncing off? Well, that'll great stuff for the highlights reel as we come through and finish the first half of the battle. Well, what are we going to say? Advantage, Parry?
Well, yeah, I want to keep an eye on, you know, I've been watching this drifting thing with you all season long now, Stephen. I'm starting to pick up all these little bits and pieces. And I want to see if Parry stalls up a little bit as he pours on the angle into the teardrop. So he comes off the wall ride just nicely there. Krinkle's right there, good proximity in the chase, so it's a good start to the chase. It's at this point here that Krinkle really closes in, and nothing too much happening in the front there. Just sort of almost looked like he, I don't know.
Like to see whether or not he was running the chase driver out of, because it looked like, as you said, it looked like there was almost a clutch kick to go up and reinitiate.
Yeah, it's like he had to get back up in the rev zone or something. Yeah, we'll see which way the judges see that. Obviously, my eyes as a judge versus my eyes as a commentator are two very different things. So they flip the script, and we have Daniel Krinkle, who's going to lead out Ryan Parry for the second half. So we just get someone out there.
Well, look at the crowd starting to build up here in Mercury Baypark Stadium. Of course, the grand finale of the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship. 5 rounds. It started in Taupo at the end of last year, and then we have continued on from there. It started with Case Pullenburry taking the win in his first. He got the second win at Hampton Downs. From there, we had our back-to-back rounds at Manfield for rounds 3 and 4. But today is the day that we crown a champion, that we crown a Drift King.
So before we get to the pro side of things, it is Pro Sport Top 24, and Krinkle leading out Ryan Parry this time around. And Krinkle, look at him pouring on the angle as he comes off. So throws it in. Oh, Parry struggling in behind. Oh, a couple of wheels off there, and he manages to keep the drift going. So it's only going to be deductions with 2 wheels off for Krinkle as Parry tries to get back up on the door for the final wall ride of this battle between the two.
Well, they'll come through out of the last turn onto the front straight. Oh,
contact as he goes across the finish line. And the car looking very second hand there.
Well, have a look at the Dale ITM replay. First of all, he comes through and hits it. JDM roofing on the side door of that car there. Daniel Krinkle, has been great to have him part of the championship this year. He sets himself up nicely to go up and kind of just grabs that inside wheel and might have just bounced over. And then, well, 2 wheels off. Ryan Parry looked like he had maintained his drift the whole way through as they start entering and back up on top of the mountain that is this big wall ride here. And then he's like, okay, look, I like the concrete, I'll hit it again.
So,
all right, which way's it going to go?
1, 2, 3 to Ryan Parry on the left-hand side. Grabs the win over Daniel Krinkle.
Bit of work to be done.
Oh, that was good. Battled him 3 times in a row now, so glad to get the win and love this track, eh?
Yeah, what's it like being at the grand finale around this track?
Oh, it's amazing. It's good. Best track around.
You're up against Daniel Smith next.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Oh, God, that's what you like. Quickly talk to the Krink man. Car looks a bit worse for wear, buddy.
It's a bit rough now.
Pardon?
She's a bit bent. She's a bit bent. It's been an awesome weekend though. This track is unreal. Oh yeah, I've got nothing to say really. I'm happy win or lose because I drove well. He drives awesome. It was great. Fans would have loved it, so that's what matters.
Come back next year?
Definitely. Oh well, hopefully the missus is watching, so it's in her court really.
Happy wife, happy life, buddy.
That's the one, bro. Thanks.
All right, getting ready for the top 16 battle. Stay with us. It is the grand finale of Repco D1NZ at the Jungle.
what does Link Engine Management do? I always say we build computers for race cars. We build sophisticated engine and mobile power management systems for automotive, heavy transport, aviation and marine applications. Our innovation over the last 30 years has created a world-class product, and we're really proud to be one of the first companies in the world to have an off-the-shelf hydrogen engine management solution for the internal combustion process. I think recruitment's easier in the tech space here in Christchurch because there's so many similar companies around who are doing either hardware development or software development. The universities like the University of Canterbury have a really great intern program that we benefit from. One of our exciting collabs at the moment is working with Rodin Cars. The great thing about having a relationship and a partnership with Rodin is they're challenging us to be at our best. And our engineers get together and honestly, we're like a bunch of passionate kids because they get to talk about motorsport all day, and what's not to like about that?
All right, well, let's have a look at the battle tree. Of course, we've got the Link top 16. We'll have a look at the first 4 battles. We've got Adam Whitehead and Aaron Habib, Braden Mayer versus Dean Young, Keisuke Nagashima and Daniel Edwards versus Matthew Brown.
Pete Drever will take on Rhodey Knowles. Matty J will take on Sam Rowson. Isaac Aldridge goes up against Zach Zayden, and Daniel Smith up against Ryan Perry. That's how they line up for the Link ECU top 16. It's the Pro Sport Championship. Looking for a champion, Keisuke Nagashima, your current points leader. And Daniel Edwards, so he's sitting on 314 points as Keisuke Nagashima. Daniel Edwards on 280 points at the moment. Now, we will...
So let's have a look at the championship points for Pro Sports. So Keisuke Nagashima, Daniel Edwards, Adam Whitehead, Daniel Smith. Now 314. That's the magic number. We've got 100 points is what the highest, the most you can get. So Keisuke, he's 34 ahead. Behind there, there's another 20 points. In theory, there are only 3 people that could take the win. Keisuke Nagashima, Daniel Edwards, Adam Whitehead. Daniel Smith, however, he's pretty keen on taking second place in the championship, and he's going to do whatever he can to go up and grab the points above him.
So we're going to have a look at the track map. What are these drivers driving on this weekend here? It's Mercury Baypark Stadium. This is the concrete jungle.
Baypark Stadium, the home of the grand finale of the D1NZ. Well, it's all about the outer zone again. A huge wall ride to start. There's only 2 inside clips, 1 entering the teardrop, 1 exiting. It's back up on the wall ride again though, and it is a heavy acceleration, making their way back onto the front straight. That's a lap of Mercury Baypark, the grand finale of the Repco D1NZ. Well, that's a lap of, oh my gosh. That guy's so terrible. Who is that guy? All right, well, I know who that guy is, and I know what that plan is. It's plan A is to take the plan B S14 all the way. He top qualified yesterday, and what I understand is he's had enough of hanging out with the Pro Sport guys. He wants to take the step up to Pro. Well, great results and making sure we look after Plan B Hydraulics, and the rest of the sponsors might get him there. This is Adam Whitehead out of, he calls the Bay, of the Hawke's Bay. And he's going up against the Sultan, Max Sybil. It's Aaron Habib.
So things are heating up here, Mount Maunganui. As they put the heat into the tyres, it's the Cream Insurance Scrub Box this weekend here at Mercury Baypark Stadium, and clear blue skies. There's a few clouds floating around.
Higher qualifier will park up on the left-hand side of the track. On the right-hand side will be the chase. Both of his laps yesterday were good enough to take P1. Adam Whitehead, 21. Is his race number. 2JZ is his race engine. S14 is the chassis. He's got 600 horsepower, but he's going up against over 900 horsepower of M4 BMW. It's Aaron Habib. He's got a point to prove on this track. Is he going to do it now with Adam Whitehead in the lead position?
Yeah, as mentioned, Steve, Adam Whitehead, both his runs yesterday in qualifying were both good enough to take the top spot. So he's done exactly what he's carried on doing from yesterday, and he's thrown it right out on the wall. He's got right out through the Dale ITM teardrop, look at that. But Aaron Habib is right there on the bumper. What an awesome lead run to open up for the chase here. This is going to be a good battle between these two guys. Oh, he's tried to shallow up there, Aaron Habib, and he's got himself out of shape. He needs to get up wider. And in fact,
he's still maintaining his drift though, which is great. That's what they want to see.
So Adam Whitehead. So he would have picked up 12 points from qualifying top spot.
Yeah, it's either 12 or 14 points is what the top qualifier will get in qualifier. There you go, Ra. There's another one for you. All right, well, those points, though, if I'm correct, that we've just seen would have had the qualifying taken into consideration. So although they would have seen a rise in it. So he gets back up, and look, there was a slight correction from the chase driver. He's just bringing the nose down. He needs to hold, and I guess I thought we might have straightened up, maybe not.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, the wheels are certainly spinning the whole time, but rolling burnout at the worst. So always well presented, the Max Civil Construction. Obviously not so much after a little contact with the wall yesterday.
Well, he's got some toys out there too. It's not just Rex that have got fancy machines. He's got a Ditch Witch drilling machine in the middle there. He's been here for every day for the last, I don't know, month, making sure he can play his part in getting this Baypark track up and going. They've done everything from pouring concrete to being on everything from the skid steer, the rollers. He's quite an artist on an excavator as well. Is the man who leads the way in this battle. It's Aaron Habib.
Tell you what, Aaron Habib, that is one of the best runs that I think I have seen from him all weekend. And that, oh, Adam Whitehead, a little contact with the wall after the completion of that. And a good fade off into some smoke as well. So let's check this out, Aaron Habib. Look at the arc that he's got around the sweeper there. That was perfect on the wall ride. Adam Whitehead, however, right there. At this point here, Aaron Habib was carrying a lot of pace there. He was trying to get himself out to the outer zone, which he's done. Adam Whitehead all the while still right there.
One of the things I want to see here is Adam Whitehead. We know that he hits the wall. We have to make sure that he has crossed the line. So he's sideways, sideways, sideways. He's still got angle, and there is the line. He was sideways there. That doesn't count. Very similar thing to what happened to Adam Camplin earlier on today. And of course, that's what put Adam Camplin out. Now we're just waiting to, well, are we going to wait? I don't think we are. 1, 2, 3 strikes. You're going to talk to Adam Whitehead as the winner. You might as well chat to Aaron Habib and talk about all the hard work he's been doing here. Whitehead takes the win. Aaron Habib comes second.
Didn't make it, mate. Adam got the win.
Did he? Oh, okay. Where is he?
Yeah, good. Here he comes now, mate. Good lead run. That last lead run of yours was a cracker.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't even know what happened, but whatever. I'm glad he took the win. Happy days. Next season.
That's what I want to hear, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk to Adam. Mate, it took a while to get back to tell you that you got the win.
Yeah, I just seen it on the big screen, but no, that was awesome. Cheers to Aaron, and he's got a fast car, so I knew I had to give it all, and yeah, I just touched the wall, and yeah, I've done another lap, and just a cool-down lap, and here we are.
Feeling good?
Feeling good today. Car's feeling great. I'm feeling good. It's a good day.
Do you want D1NZ next?
I want all of them. Give me the whole lot.
Big dog call. Get out of here.
All right. Cheers.
He wants all of them. Well, mate, this is your last day to do it because you're moving up to pro, young man. That's not Pro Blast, another name on the side. You guys heard your name. Give him more money next year. Pro costs a lot of money.
So Adam Whitehead managed to have a chat with him. He's one of the drivers that I caught up with and was explaining the whole tabletop or the ledge that's out by the wall.
Yep.
And he was saying, yeah, if you can just really get your rear wheels up on that ledge, it makes it a lot easier as far as the wall ride goes. And he said it's as easy as that. Just get up on the ledge and the wall ride just looks after itself.
One great qualifying result and he's an expert.
Yeah, just like that. But then he also, you know, he's feeling comfortable. He's confident. And yeah, I think that look for him.
That's a great crowd.
Maybe threaten Kiske for that championship.
Do I know anyone in that crowd? I knew one.
So next two cars make their way out. It's going to be Braden Mayer. Braden Mayer's coming up against Dean Young. Now, Dean Young, he made contact with, it was Matt Kitto who's up against as they were going around the Repco wall ride. He did manage to go through and finish that lap, but the right-hand front was pointing, and he had some extreme toe-in. It's not what he wanted. And got towed back, or line towed back to his pit area. Looks like those boys have got that car sorted, though. He's back out to battle his top 16 battle. Now, Braden Mayer, he qualified in 8th position. Dean Young qualified in 9th.
What's the go with him and not wanting the rear of his car? It is so much work to make that thing look pretty after it just left the chat completely in round 3 in Manfield a month or so back. Well, we'll see how we can go this time here. He posted a great qualifying lap yesterday, last night, here at Mercury Baypark Stadium. And he's up on the wall and he's over-rotated, and Dean Young has kissed the concrete. Glad.
Oh, so problems for Mayer up front.
So he's going to go through and check the car. Of course, as the lead car, as long as there was no contact from the chase vehicle, he will be deemed the sole fault or the sole cause. The problem is that we do know that Dean Young actually went in quite hard as well, and he's gone the wrong way, which means that he's either thinks it's the fastest way to go back and settle the car down, or he, because he's made contact, is going to go back in the pits.
So he'll get essentially a free mechanical, won't he? Take a look at the replay to see exactly what happened there. And Mayer,
no contact.
Literally over-rotated all by himself. Dean just had nowhere to go.
The worst thing, he's got his brakes on. He's going up towards, one of the things is when you hit it with everything with your brakes on, you actually make contact with that front wheel, you can actually do a lot more damage. Or you could have actually done, he could have done a world of hurt. Because when it's all locked on and you come through and you hit it, well, not only does that break, you'll find that, brake rotors can bust and everything. Ooh, but you know what? Let's park those ones for a moment and repair those ones. Let's talk about what we've got up now.
This is actually an exciting battle for me.
I was talking about the monster truck.
Oh.
Sorry, okay, back on the prize,
Your current championship leader in the Pro Sport Championship, Keisuke Nagashima, against arguably one of the best drivers that I've seen this weekend at the moment, and by the way of Corbin Wilson. He's certainly putting his stamping his authority and joining.
He said, "Can you put your window down?" Does Keisuke got a?
It's wind up windows. He's got to wind them up and down.
I haven't seen those things there since I owned an old Toyota Corona back in 1984.
Here's a question for anyone out there, actually, all the train spotters, is has a Toyota chassis ever won the Pro Sport Championship?
Has a Toyota chassis ever won anything?
Well, that's also a good question.
86 Fighters on the side. That is a beautiful car. Infinity Group Torque Performance Developments. And 3 million other sponsors. And if you want one of each of those stickers from that sponsor, you can go down and see the 86 Fighters team down in the pits. So it'll be the number 4 qualifier versus the 13th qualifier. The 4th qualifier is Keisuke Nagashima. Corbin Wilson, he's the 15-year-old kid. Is he the future of giant killing? I would say so.
Well, if he wants to sort of grab that nickname to start with, now's a good time for him. He's up against the points leader. This is one of those things that just feels maybe like I want Keisuke to go through. I want this to be a tight battle to the end, but it feels like the atmosphere or the place to do it, And Corbin Wilson, you mentioned yesterday, Steve, he's carried the checkered flag around here probably, I don't know, I want to take a guess around 50 times.
Yeah, something like that.
Because he is super quick in a mini stock.
That's because he drilled out his restrictor plate. Only Speedway people will know that.
It's something to do with advancing the cam timing and re-drilling and putting the cam sprocket on it.
Running on that gas. Well, as the future turns up to the line, Pro Wear on the door. It's Keisuke Nagashima. He's the future of Pro, but this is the future next door to him. 15-year-old kid. It is Corbin Wilson in the 350Z. It's an LS. V8 versus an SR20, but the SR20 leads the championship.
So Kesko getting right out by the wall there. Look at the proximity from Corbin Wilson. He is right on the door. He's showing Kesko, hey, I'm the new kid here. Hey, I want to get on your door. The trust that he'll be able to have in the championship leader as well. Look at them both filling out their outer zone. This is a fantastic lead from Kesko, but an even better chase at the moment from Wilson. Can he finish it off?
Oh, he's coming right up on his door again. This kid isn't scared of anything. As Kesko, it's a solid, a fantastic lead run, but at 15 years of age, Corbin Wilson, you, sir, are the future.
Wow, we will take a look at the Dale ITM replay of this one here. Now, Kesko, good initiation, but Corbin Wilson went, you know what, I'm going to trust exactly what you do. You are the championship leader. I know that you're going to be a good driver up front. I've got the trust in what we're going to do, so let's put on a good battle. And that's exactly what Corbin Wilson is showing us here. The proximity that he puts on the 86 fighters is absolutely amazing. Of course, a good chase run also doesn't come without a good lead.
All of the wheel adjustments that you see from Corbin Wilson, they're just settling the car down. It is all about proximity. So what, he won MSCC Challenge. He's got a Formula Drift license by doing it, and he's 15 years of age, competing in his first ever event with the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship.
Well, Corbin, you've already taken a battle win. You've chased extremely well. Let's see what he can do in the lead position. He throws it into the Repco wall ride. Keisuke Nagashima needs to do something special here. It's going to be a good 50-50 call at the moment from myself. As he goes through into the Dale ITM teardrop. Can he fill that out of zone up?
There's a potential wheel drop.
Keisuke Nagashima's turn to throw the proximity straight back at Corbin Wilson. He's going to shallow up here. Corbin, look at
Corbin Wilson! Just railing the concrete, comes through to finish. That is solid. So for me, as you hear the horns beeping, Keisuke with his wind-up windows and horns beeping. Areas to look at over here will be coming out of the teardrop for Corbin Wilson.
So he was, I think he was wider around the Repco wall ride. We take a look here. Now this is the bit that Steve's looking for here. He throws it into the teardrop. Now look at that. He's right on the edge of the track. Does he drop a wheel? There's a little bit of dirt turbo out the back there, ever so slightly. I'm going to say that's just some dust off the edge of the track. It's not actually dirt that's flying up from
Now, the next thing I looked at was right there, and I've just ruled it out, was a potential straight line by Keisuke. He was shallow, but that was, again, just about transitioning the car back up to the top shelf again. They come through to finish. Are we going to see a 50-50 call get made?
That might be the first one more time of the day, or are we going to go with...
Judges are still thinking. I know they're still watching. So the judges have their own judges replay system.
So we can see them both. All right.
One strike Redwood to Corbin Wilson. Joel Counter says Nagashima, and of course JT says Corbin Wilson.
Wow, stay there, Keisuke, just quickly. You just knocked off the championship leader, pal.
Yeah. No words.
Mate, you were on his door both runs. I mean, what's going through your mind right now?
Absolutely nothing. Like, I was so nervous going into that one, but...
Mate, don't hyperventilate on us. Just go settle down and we'll see you in the next round.
Sweet, thank you.
Oh my, Keisuke. Two fantastic runs. Your lead was an absolute ripper, mate.
Yeah, no, it felt good. I thought I put a good lead on him, and I thought I had a good enough chase to at least go one more time or get the win. But hey, congrats to him. Good. Like, it's good to see 15-year-olds and, you know, the next generation of drivers coming in the sport. And hey, I just didn't push hard enough to get the win. But hey, that's how drifting goes. So it's all good.
Respect, man.
Nah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, Corbin Wilson stamping his authority straight into D1. And I don't know what made me say that, but I said I could feel that something was going to happen along those lines. It's just the place, the time.
So when you're Daniel Edwards and you're watching Stephen MacGyver choosing which car it is, you're chasing a championship and you see that your main championship competition has just been knocked out.
That's actually, yeah, that's something to think of from Daniel Edwards. Of course, first, Daniel Edwards has got to get through Matthew Brown as well. And of course Adam Whitehead, after top qualifying, still floating around there with a potential. So next battle makes their way into the Cream Insurance scrub box. Now there's Daniel Edwards in the Horizon Tires 180. And Matthew Brown. Matthew Brown out there privateering RPM Fabrication on the back window of his S13.
Well, Daniel Edwards is going to know I need to secure this battle. I'm certainly definitely keen to see if there's an updated championship leaderboard. We'll see the live dock and see where we're heading, because right now Keisuke Nagashima's made all the points he can do for 2024. Daniel Edwards, Matthew Brown, 2JZ versus 2J. Sorry, 2JZ for the...
I didn't see that comment actually. So Daniel Edwards leading out Matthew Brown for the first half of this battle. And Matthew Brown trying to close the proximity up. There's a good lead run from Daniel Edwards here. But Brown, he's right there, putting the pressure on. Second place in the championship at the moment. And over rotation.
Is that the championship right there? Is that the championship right there? He's got a 10-0 advantage in the old speaking.
Now Daniel, Adam Whitehead's only 20 points behind Daniel Edwards as well at this stage. So.
Yeah, but we're two. Oh, okay, all right.
And they come up against each other on the left-hand side of the battle tree.
Now, this is the Dale ITM replay of this last battle that we've just seen. The car in the chase position at this point leads. Is running second in the championship. He'll be trying to move through into first. His main championship contender, Keisuke Nagashima, is out. Now, my question is, did Keisuke, I reckon Keisuke threw it so that in case, it's basically said, you guys do what you want to do, because I want to stay in pro sport. If you win pro sport,
you can't stay.
Catch you later. All right, let's have a look at the second run. We know that there is a massive advantage in favour of Daniel Edwards.
So Matthew Brown needs to do something pretty special here, doesn't he?
He certainly does. Good way to start, but it's just a clean lap. Daniel Edwards knows that he's in the box seat right now.
And so Edwards can be conservative on the chase here. Matty Brown, once again, you can see how slippery it is. Zach Zayden mentioned it a little bit earlier. And it's a pretty good chase here from Daniel Edwards. He's got himself stuck down low, but he's going to do the job well enough here. That'll be enough to advance through for Edwards. Some great shots there from George and the Inspire U team. So we take a look at the replay. And Matthew Brown, pretty good. This is one of the lead runs that Matthew Brown wanted to potentially lay down in quali. And right around the outer zone. And Daniel Edwards there, hanging in behind, doing a good enough job to hang on to that advantage that he gained after Matthew Brown spun in the Dale ITM teardrop. We go down to Stephen McIver for a result. It is going to be, we're pretty sure, 1, 2, 3 strikes to the right. It's going to be Daniel Edwards that picks up the win.
Congratulations, mate. And, well, championship ambitions just got a little better with Keisuke Nagashima being knocked out.
Yeah, it did. I was actually watching that, and my nerves got up a bit, but I'm stoked. Yeah.
Not going to get ahead of yourself, though, right?
Nah. Just play it how it goes, and like I always say, we're on.
Get out of here.
So next battle on track will be Pete Drever up against Rody Knowles. Rowan Knowles, MTF Finance Cambridge, just picking up the win a little bit earlier.
Well, Rody Knowles has certainly been enjoying his time in the D1NZ. I know that he's very, very keen to get into the Pro Championship at some stage. He's actually been driving in the D1NZ for many, many years prior. All right, I can see some great-looking people out there. Go on, chuck us a mana wave. Any mana waves? That mullet over there should be able to do it.
Oh, there's one.
Yeah, there's one.
Right up the back there it is.
Okay, who else has got a mana wave?
Them going.
They'll know what a mana wave is. All right, one of you Maldies over there, show me what a mana wave is. It's okay, I'm one of us. Yeah, there we go. With the red hat on. Wonder if there's anyone at a corporate. They won't know, they're corporate.
That was a pretty good mana wave. I don't know who there's the white t-shirt under the Dalton sign there.
Oh, there was a mana wave in there? Where is everyone? Oh, it's right, it's still early on. So we're certainly expecting to see 5 to 10,000 people here tonight. Chuck us a mana wave.
Sure, Launchmaster Willie, if he could hear us, would give us the heartiest of mana waves.
Here it comes. No, he's just saying get out there. Stop throwing those things. You're encouraging one more times.
Not even going to bring up that word at the moment.
Launchmaster Willie will continue wearing sunnies at night. Sunnies at night and t-shirts in the rain.
Now, in Launchmaster Willie's defence here, those lights that are out on the track are extremely bright.
They're brighter when you turn the right ones on.
So Pete Drever, ABC Drift Kids.
I got stickers.
And the S13 all the way from Taranaki, and we've got Rody Knowles, MTF Finance Cambridge, and his S13 as well from out of Rotorua. Are those giveaways or are those self-keepers?
That's the South Key Ring. And yeah, so there's a few bits and pieces down. I know if you go into the Stadium Lounge, and especially if you've got kids, go down and check out the ABC Drift Kids. They've got a couple of books and things down there. ABC Drift Kids in the Stadium Lounge, which is in behind the main grandstand. 227 is Pete Drever. He qualified really, really well last night. Rody Knowles, he's had to go up and take out the boss today. And that wasn't out for lunch. All right, here we go.
So it's going to be Pete Drever that leads out Rody Knowles after that qualifying hire. And Pete Drever straight out to the Repco wall ride. And contact. He just touches and goes. I like that little slogan from you there, Steve. Pinching that one off you as they both go into the Dale ITM teardrop for the first time. And Drever doing a good lead run here, which is opening the door for Rody. He's doing a pretty good chase as well. He's been fairly conservative through practice, but he's really showing us what he can do
done it again too. So he'll come through to finish. I just love that we've got such an amazing team in the D1NZ, and our broadcast team are incredible. It's just good to see that Kaz is human. Okay, so there we go. But this is what I talked about. You have to keep your foot in it. So many people mentally, you've got to get your foot out of the gas and get on the brakes. No, Pete just jumped straight back in, and he's going to do it again on the same lap.
So they get back through there. They fill the right outer zone there. So good. Both drivers grabbing that clipping point on the way back through the Mimico switch and back onto the Repco wall road. Look for the contact from Drever. Right there it is. And Rody Knowles, the proximity from him as well.
There we go. And then that was just, that was beautiful. Shout out to all of our broadcast team.
So they will switch themselves around.
Oh, look at that. About 4 o'clock this afternoon, we're going to see Kiwi Thunder making its way up and over. Of course, I think you can still have rides on the Taurus monster truck. Pete Drever, he's going to be knocking on the door. Roddy Knowles from the lead position.
So Roddy Knowles now right up, but that's probably the closest we've seen to the wall at the moment, and he's shoved it off quite a bit. Pete Drever's reverted to the qualifying line. Can he close the gap up on Roddy Knowles? They both grab the inner clip and wash out wide to the Dale ITM outer zone through the teardrop. Oh no, Roddy Knowles is semi-over-rotated there. Pete Drever's done well to keep it in the drift in behind.
Oh, well, okay, we're going to have to obviously look at that. Roddy Knowles, he's going, okay, I'm keen to go up and scrape the bumper against the concrete. As the sun comes out and messes up the cameras.
So I think that might have been an over-rotation from Roddy.
Yeah, so he's come through and it's like the car stalled up, and it was like almost like he had to kick it, like clutch kick it again. We'll have a look at this yellow car coming out of the teardrop, ITM teardrop. So they're up on the Repco wall ride. Did a really strong job at this point. Comes under the switch, and from here we kind of want to see what happened with the yellow car.
So he throws it hard to get to that outer zone. He fills the outer zone really nicely. But at that point there, look at that, has to pile on the lock, and he really pulled the angle on. And I mean, Pete Drever had to avoid the collision, didn't he? He managed to keep it in drift, which was good. Will the judges deem what we think we saw as well, Steve? And,
things to consider, obviously, is areas that are or are not a decel zone, a deceleration zone. We'll go through the judges and we'll see which way they go. Is it going to be Pete Drever? Would it be Roddy Knowles? It's Roddy Knowles. Well, you can see which one Roddy is. He's got it on his plate. Oh, fantastic directing brought to you by Director Kaz. She's only human. Well, certainly work with a lot of robots. She's definitely human.
So judges just looking through their scores, and they'll be punching those numbers in. So the three judges this afternoon, we're looking for a result from
there. We go. Pete Drever, Roddy Knowles. Which way is it going to go? One strike. Pete Drever's two strikes, and that's going to be enough. Pete Drever takes the win.
I think you're a little bit surprised that result, aren't you?
I actually am really surprised. Roddy actually opened up a fair bit of gap coming on the wall when we come back around, and yeah, I'm quite surprised we run that one, but maybe our lead was a little bit better. I'm not too sure. I know we were sitting on the wall that time, where we're not meant to be. We should be just off it, but we were definitely on the wall. So
oh, well, it backs up your good qualifying, P2, so you just got to keep rolling now.
Cheers, man. We'll keep going through, hopefully.
Nice to see the Drift Kids car back, buddy.
Yeah, cheers, man.
So Pete Drever, ABC Drift Kids, of course, head along into the corporate lounge. Well, not the corporate lounge, the main lounge.
So that's it's certainly a fun day here for the grand finale of the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship, Mercury Baypark Stadium.
You know, you can tell how a builder's day's going, Josh, by the way they park their utes.
True.
Hard close, not quite a slam. Paul's having a shocker. Owner's doing a site visit soon. Subby didn't show, so they're a bit behind. You going all right, Paul?
Having a shocker. Owner's doing a site visit soon. Subby didn't show, and we're a bit behind. How did you even do that?
Nobody understands builder like we do, Josh.
ITM. Oh, sorry, I was just singing along to that. Dale ITM, big shout out to the team there, and yeah, now I'm getting laughed at. Big shout out to Deb and Martin from Dale ITM and all the RTM family. If you're from Tauranga, you'll be used to a few ITM names as well. But they don't pay our bills, so I'm not mentioning Morris Cowling's name. He's my favourite super saloon driver in the history of the world, Morris Cowling.
I've got a new favourite. Mitch Vickery's in a super saloon now.
Hang on, we get in trouble for talking about Speedway at a Speedway, won't we?
All right, so Matty J up against Sam Ralston. Matty J leading out. Sam here. Sam's already been out on track this morning with a top 24 battle. And Matty J, Psycho Jay-Z. Oh, still got a bumper still hanging out on track.
Let's get it back. Come on. Destroy Rhodey's bumper on the way back. It's definitely online, so we definitely want to see it get lunched. Come on, hit it, Matty J. You can do it. You can do it.
Let's see how wide Matty J goes into.
Oh, please don't stand. Come on, here it comes. Hit it. Oh, yes, I saw a part of it go. And they're both from Rotorua as well. They can talk about this later.
It's a hard position for Matty J, and he's come around, he's seen bright yellow S13 bumper, and he's like, that's one of my Rotorua boys here.
You know the worst thing? Is that on one of those lock-off cameras, we could actually see that bumper from our broadcast position and could have told somebody. Oh, look. Who's that? Is it Hoagie? It's the team.
It's managed to stay in relatively some pieces.
Oh, that's Rhodey's fault. Don't lose your bumper.
I tell you what, if that was like Pete Drever or someone coming back around there, or, you know, Adam Whitehead, it would have been
there's got to be a munna wave in that crowd. You little fella in white, go on, chuck us one.
Who we got down on the fence there? Come on, down on the fence.
Yeah, chuck us a munna wave.
Give us a munna wave. Go on, to the drone.
I'm talking to you.
There's a drone right in front of you. Give us a munna wave.
Yeah, that's a wave. Give us a munna wave or I'll get security to move you off the fence. Yeah, there's one. There's one. There we go. His old banger up the top, he would have been given a munna wave too. Shout out to all the amazing camera operators that we've got and that we've had this season.
As the second half of the battle leaves the line, Sam Ralston this time will lead out Matty J. And he's too caught up on what was going to happen to that bumper more than what was actually happening with the run and who's got the advantage or where I call it, but Ralston. Here we go, out to the outer zone of the teardrop. And Matty J's proximity hanging in there. Nice tight battle between these two drivers. Top 16 of Pro Sport here. Round number 5.
Well, he comes through to finish, and we'll see what round number 5 of the D1NZ can do for both of these drivers with contact against the concrete. Is that going to be? Well, that was after the whistle. Oh, look at it.
So I just want that breeze to just pick up just a little bit. Or if everyone just in the grandstand just gave it.
But we don't want it cold.
Still start blowing and we'll get rid of the smoke.
There goes our judges. And Coleman. I must try and say hello to Coleman. So we've got KJ from Oversteer TV looking after the judicial system, as well as Joe and Justin, Keeg in the background, and Anne from Motorsport New Zealand. Don't worry about anyone else, just Anne at the far corner there.
So look at the concentration that goes into the thoughts. The judges most certainly looking deep into the replays.
So have we got a result? Are we going to find out? Which way is it going to be? Okay, that's uncomfortable silence. Let's go back to the judges.
So JT Wharedo looks like he just locked in his, you see him, I don't know if you saw that, he just went down to the little phone in front of him like you talked about earlier, just a little bang bang. He's made his decision.
Okay, what are we going to do? Kate Winslet, Leo, Titanic. Okay, Matty J gets 1, Matty J gets 2, it doesn't matter about the third, Matty J takes the win.
You were breathing heavily coming in there. Bit of work to do.
Oh, he's been driving well this week, and I've been impressed. So I was happy to go with him. It's always good to go with a good driver. So yeah, shame he couldn't get through, but I'm pumped to get through. I love this track, and I'm really feeling it, and I'm pretty hungry for it.
Yeah, Zach was saying it's a bit slippery out there. Is it slippery anywhere? Where's it slippery?
I'm not telling anyone. I'm not giving away anything now.
Oh mate, you should be a coach of a footy team or something. Get out.
Nah. A little bit slippery on the top, right up high of the bank.
Yep.
Other than that, yeah, whatever.
Well done.
Yeah, we'll see you on the next one, eh?
You bet that.
So a very happy Matty J through to take on, though, an informed Pete Drever from Taranaki. Next out on track, Isaac Aldridge gets the Drift Direct BMW out onto there, and he's going to be up against Zach Zayden. In the meantime, we will take a look at the Pro Sport Battle Tree as it sits at the moment, how it's playing out.
So we've got Adam Whitehead, he's taking on the winner of Breidemere versus Dean Young. Keisuke Nagashima is out, Corbin Wilson will go up against Daniel Edwards, that's the Mimiko top 8.
Pete Drever will go up against Matty J after a win over Rody Knowles. We've seen Matty J win over Sam Rowson. Isaac Aldridge up against Zach Zayden, which we're going to see very shortly, and we'll see Daniel Smith up against Ryan Parry.
All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. It's time for our next battle of the day. It's Isaac Aldridge in the Drift Direct BMW versus the Drift Antics S15. Zach Zayden.
So right out by the wall is Aldridge.
Man, he has a big angle, Tony, coming through that first section.
Yeah, and we're looking for some shallowness from Zach here to try and close up the gap on the proximity. And oh, that's
not going to help.
Ever so close.
Straight line by Zach, and he's got a big, he might run himself out of room coming up on there. He's definitely got one wheel off. He needs to really put the gas down. They are going to be looking at what happened, and was it the lead driver that caused that issue. Contact coming through, and that contact may have also been before the end of the finish line. So we'll go and have a look and see.
Well, there's a lot to sort of digest from the replay of this one. Steve Dale, ITM replay, right with us now. So Aldridge, good start from him, and Zach was very shallow to start with. He poured on the angle, both of them, the proximity ended up being there. Now we go into the teardrop. Now this is where we look for Aldridge to wash really wide. He stayed there. There's a
one wheel off points deduction. Straight line.
Straight line from the
Was that caused by the lead driver putting wheel off? And at this point here, because of that, he's actually had no choice but to transition into a very, very low line. And then again, we're going to have a look at the lead driver. That was before the finish line as well, so he will be marked down for the heavy contact that he's made because it's happened beforehand. Oh, to be judged. Let's go back. Car's obviously A-OK. Fingers crossed they left the bumper out. No? Okay.
So Zach Zayden leading out this time, very shallow, but Isaac Aldridge following the lead car like he's meant to. It's a mobile clipping point for him in the chase position as he throws it into the teardrop now. Dale ITM and filling out his own nicely. Isaac Aldridge is right there this time. So a very clean second half of this battle as they get through to the Repco wall ride for the final time. Zach Antics, sorry. Zach Zayden.
Enough Zachs, isn't he?
He's got so many last names.
He's got about 5 different last names on social media.
He was very shallow on both of the wall rides. Well, they weren't wall rides, they're just rides around.
So very low, actually, like wheel off the whole time, but both drivers did the same thing. You alluded to it. The chase driver is just being led by whatever the lead driver's doing.
So at this point here, it's pretty clean through the majority of the teardrop. And
so one of the things
shallower here as well. So
if Isaac wins, it's because the judges are happy with what they see. If the other driver, which is Zach Antics, wins, it is because they believe that Aldridge ran him off. Which way will it be? 1, 2, 3 strikes with Isaac Aldridge taking the win.
Really nice words coming out from Zach saying take it all the way. You're a little surprised at that?
Yeah, I missed first. I went second to first instead of second to third on the run up in my lead, which I mean, it didn't really affect anything. It was obviously quite early on in the run up, but you never really know. I guess he was quite low on the bank around on his lead, so I thought maybe to go one more time. A couple of us, both of us made a little errors, but it's all right. We'll take the win and move on to the top 8.
Look forward to it, mate.
Will do.
So Isaac Aldridge, nice and happy after the win there, through to the top 8 at this stage. He will take on the winner of the next battle out on track. No, next battle out on track is actually the second half of the Dean Young Breidemere battle.
So that was the one that we had contact and he headed back in?
So Breidemere made contact with the, he spun out himself and Dean Young had nowhere to go and made contact in the Repco wall ride on initiation. So he would have taken, well, it was a free mechanical for him at that stage, that he doesn't have to take his mechanical due to the contact caused by the other driver. So it is the second half of this battle between Dean Young and Breidemere. Massive advantage to Dean Young and in the lead position for Dean. And the SF Tiling.
You can see that Dean Young's trying, he's whacking the roof, he's trying to... And what's going on here?
Oh,
There's a little bit of noise in the judge's box. And I understand it's been an inquiry by one of the teams into race control. We will bring you more information as we get it.
So Dean Young leading out in S13, SF Tiling being chased down by Braden Mayer, and a huge advantage to Dean Young. That's a great shot of the cars coming around the wall ride there, and Dean Young, what a great lead run at this stage, but Braden Mayer is right there trying to put the pressure all over the back of that S13. They shoot themselves into the Dale ITM teardrop. And around they go. Big smoke out the back of the S13 of Dean Young, SF Tiling. And I think that's going to be enough from Dean Young to pick up the win, as though Braden Mayer still putting the pressure on Dean Young right to the end.
Great chase drive as well, but it's obviously not going to be enough.
So looking for the replay here, thanks to Dale ITM, and Dean Young, I would say, has definitely done enough to pick up the win between himself and Braden Mayer. Of course, this is from one of the earlier battles in the top 16. It was Braden Mayer who made contact, or sort of spun himself. I don't think he made contact with the wall, but Dean Young had nowhere to go, and what they ended up doing was giving Dean Young a chance to go and fix the damage. Didn't have to take any of his mechanicals out of his regular championship mechanical that he does get. Each driver gets a 5-minute mechanical, but this is the second half of that battle, and Dean Young, after a huge advantage, goes on through. And dare I say, we'll go down to Stephen McIver for a result. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see them between Dean Young and Braden. So Dean Young gets the win. Confirmed Dean Young on the right-hand side. SF Tiling gets the win.
Okay, took a while, but you got there.
We got there, man. Poor boys have had to do a bit of work in the last hour.
How's the front end, all right?
It's drivable, man. We'll run it.
Mate, you should be a politician. I love that when it's drivable. Feeling good though?
Yeah, man, yeah, loving it. Every lap just gets better and better, eh? My foot's shaking, man. I'm just adrenaline pumped.
It is it's shaking, right? Go relax.
Awesome, mate, thank you.
Let's just quickly have a quick check to Braden. Hey, man. The weight put you off a little bit?
Oh, well, diff prever at the back. I'm suspecting because it's leaking. It leaked on the rear wheels on my lead, and yeah, just spun.
Disappointing, right?
Real disappointing. I was feeling on. That was my best lap at Baypark. So,
mate, we're going to see you next year, aren't we?
Yep, definitely.
That's what matters. See you next year, buddy.
Yep, see ya.
Well, over the this last season that we've had, that finishes today, we've had a judicial system and a slight change to what we're able to do with the drivers. So what has happened is, if there's an issue or something with any form of run, etc., there is a pathway the drivers can take, and they can contest a decision, which is then a decision is made. We understand that a decision has been changed in a result between Keisuke Nagashima and Corbin Wilson. And Andrew Redwood, what can you feed us? What can you tell us about what's happened?
Yeah, so we had a pretty good battle there between Corbin and Keisuke. Both of them chased and led very well. Joel went in the way of Case. JT and I both went in the way of Corbin. And what I didn't see was that there was a wheel drop. JT and Joel both saw it. So when they brought up a inquiry, I reviewed it, have noticed the wheel drop and adjusted my quarter point off, which brought mine back to an OMT, and therefore we have split and an OMT decision. We're going for an OMT.
Well, okay, thank you very much. It's always good to have OMTs in drifting.
That's it, yeah. We saw the replay there as well on the big screen and on the TVs at home, and it was a wheel drop that you can see. It's very hard to see. You pretty much had to take real good notice of the dirt and the smoke that was coming from behind. And hey, I'm a little bit on Andrew Wood's side by way of missing that. It was until I saw the replay and got to slow it right down. We'll take another look at that right now.
So looking at the left rear wheel at this point here. So all is okay. Until this point here, it is well and truly off. It's actually, there is a yellow line that was there, but he's actually gone past that. And
so just like that. Yeah, well, I mean, in the replay we saw it, but in real time, you know, an initial decision. He's just gone through and made the decision, you know, and it looked like it stayed on the track because there wasn't a major brown, you know,
But the smart thing that he also did was he held on to that. And basically said, okay, I'm just going to drive out of that. Kept his arc, didn't try to make anything evasive, and of course by doing so, almost hid what had happened.
So next battle out on track, Daniel Smith qualified in 6th position up against Ryan Parry, who's already made his way through Daniel Krinkle in the top 24. They make their way out into the Cream Insurance scrub box.
Well, we'll head back out there. He's got VIP on the bonnet, Talk Performance on the door. This is Daniel Smith.
Is that, that's Daniel Lyman's car too,
That is correct. So Daniel Smith has a 180, but he's been running Daniel Lyman's Chandler RB30 powered Nissan S13.5. It's 700 horsepower versus 600. It's 2J versus RB. It's Daniel Smith versus Ryan Parry. Daniel Smith, he won his first ever round number 3 in Manfield Circuit Chris Amon. And since then, he's like, I want to taste more when it comes to victory. This guy here has done a great job for us with the D1NZ. He's been part of the team. And he's a little bit off his line.
So yeah, a little bit shallow through the latter part of the Dale ITM. Teardrop there. Ryan Parry though, tell you what, not showing as much angle as Daniel Smith has most of the run, which in fact slowing down the run somewhat. But look at that for a wall ride to finish them off for the first half of this battle.
So we'll talk to you and actually explain if you don't know what the likes of the word shallow means. So of course we want all these cars to run right against the wall, for example, not necessarily in it. You'll see that there's about a metre gap between the rear bumper and the wall. That's too far away. So that's so shallow is when you're that. You see it often with the chase drivers, so when they have to run that inside line, we'll talk and discuss how they're running a shallower line to gain back proximity. In that situation coming out of the hairpin, or sorry, out of the teardrop, Daniel was running a much shallower line. By doing so, it's actually a faster way around the track, and it's a way to gain back extra length between you and the chase driver.
So a whole lot of smoke there as well off both those vehicles. Ryan Parry lines back up. I wonder if they're going to hold up for a little bit here. That's exactly what they're doing. As the Mercury Baypark Stadium contains the smoke within the arena. How good is a stadium round though? I can only imagine the crowd has been building ever so slowly throughout the day. And make sure. I like that DK Smith's got some air fresheners inside his drift car.
He sure does.
Look at that, Casper Transmissions and DK Smith Excavators. That's himself, Daniel Smith. You know, you need your drift car to smell nice. It probably smells like rubber often.
So of course Daniel Smith, about a month ago or however long ago, just turned up, jumped onto one of those case excavators and started uncovering all that terracotta clay, which we have Speedway during the summer, and then when Speedway finishes, we lift up all that clay and re-expose all that beautiful concrete.
So Ryan Parry leads Daniel Smith into all very shallow from Dan Smith here, and nice and wide from Parry, and good angle as well. So second half of the battle well underway here. Into the teardrop they go. And Ryan Parry doing a good job up front. Daniel Smith now closing the gap right up and getting the proximity on Ryan Parry. Needs to stay in the pocket so he can keep the vision in behind, and he's going to run himself out of room here if he's not careful. Daniel Smith
holds on to his arc though, so Daniel Smith will make his way around, but I think this might be the Ryan Parry show in respect to this battle here. He had a very nice chase run, but that lead run was really, really good.
Brilliant shot from George there. We'll take a look at the replay. There's a bit of a gap to start with, so Daniel Smith was playing catch-up. He shallowed up his line to get the proximity, which he managed to do late in the Repco wall ride. And
he comes through out of the Dale ITM teardrop, the top of the teardrop, and you'll see that Ryan Parry kind of just arcs off and he just starts heading up on us, doing his job. Poor old Daniel Smith gets stuck in a bit of smoke. And I can't tell you how difficult it is to see when you get caught up in that pocket of smoke. He dropped back slightly, although he managed to fight back towards the end. Is it going to be enough? I don't think so. Will it be Daniel Smith? Will it be Ryan Parry? 1, 2, 3 strikes with the 777 of Ryan Parry taking the win.
Wow, how about that?
Oh, that was crazy. I don't know if I had that or not. I felt like he was right behind me, but I got it, so I'm happy.
You would have been happy with that final lead run. That looks solid, man.
It felt good, so it's quite hard coming back into the wall. There's a whole lot of smoke there, and you don't even know where you're going, but it's good fun.
Into the top 8?
Yep, I'm ready.
Well done, mate. Of course, Daniel Smith's got his car. I said to someone, has Daniel Smith wrapped his car for the final weekend? And mate, it looks, as old school, that looks fly.
No, it was good. It's a good round. We love this round. Obviously, a lot of effort goes into it.
Yeah, mate, thanks by the way, for you getting all the clay off and doing the job with your excavation company. Good work, mate.
Someone's got to do it, but we love this round, and it's sick. That was a great battle, and yeah, good luck to the boys.
All right, mate, we'll see you next year, won't we?
You will. We'll be there.
All right. Love the colour scheme, man. I love red and flames.
Looks good.
And I tell you what, Kaz loves the bonnet more than anything else, doesn't she? The paint, the glitter, you can see the fleck coming through there. Pretty.
He's got amazing posters too now. Oh, they're sensational.
I don't forget about bringing those ones up. As the Mac Daddy Taxi, Max Civil, and David Hunter at the wheel behind that. 4 up in that. I think you can get behind the scenes there, and if you go back behind the grandstand, you can grab yourselves a ride in the taxi throughout the day. David Hunter, what a handful. You can imagine the weight that's in the back of that thing. And I think it's $55. Quite cheap.
All right, well, let's have a look at their battle tree ahead of this rerun that we've got. So, you know, we've got Adam White here going up against Dean Young, Daniel Edwards going up against the winner of Corbin Wilson versus Keisuke Nagashima, Pete Drever, Matty J, Isaac Ulrich, Ryan Parry. But this OMT is all about the championship. Keisuke Nagashima, he had to do it. He basically had no choice. He wants to win the championship. I thought he was throwing it so he could just not go to pro, but obviously he wasn't, and he really wants to get there.
So, I mean, this is the lifeline. This is the second chance for Keisuke. So this is going to be one heck of a battle. And, I mean, I tell you what, we saw it in Corbin Wilson's voice as well. He was very nervous at the completion of the run after he thought he picked up the win against Keisuke. I have to agree with the judges as well. A good decision here, a good review system, the way that's panned out. The wheel off that Andrew Redwood didn't see. Great to see that they picked that up. And well, we've set ourselves up looking for the final driver of our top 8 in the Pro Sport Championship. Who is going to take on Daniel Edwards? Nice and warm, getting those tyres, those semi-slicks on the rear of the Pro Wear 350Z. Yeah, I said it right that time. I said Z.
You always get it right. So if you are here, and I think about 3:10 this afternoon, there is a Pro Sport signing session, which is normally in the Stadium Lounge. I'm guessing that's where it's going to be. So if you want to go up and catch up with some of the Pro Sport drivers, make sure you make your way there.
So Keisuke Nagashima will be leading out. Corbin Wilson for the first half of this battle. This is the one more time. This is crunch time for Keisuke Nagashima as he throws it in initiation. Corbin Wilson, he is right there. Look at the proximity between these two. They are so close as they come off the Repco wall ride. Throwing it back the other way. And what's going to happen through the Dale ITM teardrop here? Keisuke Nagashima filling the outer zone just nicely, and Corbin Wilson still on the rear guard of the AE86 here. He's going to close it right up as well through the second half. This is an exceptional lead, an exceptional chase. What a battle here, Pro Sport.
And of course, you're only allowed one OMT, so this is it. If they can't decide, they will have to decide. And that was incredible.
You watch this chase run.
Keisuke set his line, he's a little bit off, but that's all right. But just look at how much Corbin Wilson is in the pocket. This kid races a mini stock. He's only moved into drifting just over a year ago. He's 15 years of age, and he is really putting on. I mean, I don't care what happens. If he doesn't beat Keisuke, or if he does beat Keisuke, he's probably going to go through and beat Daniel Edwards as well. And I understand that if he wins, his dad's going to do a shoey.
Look at that. That is such a good battle. Corbin Wilson, and it's the trust in the lead driver as well. Keisuke Nagashima laying down a fantastic lead run. As these two drivers, what a great shot down there on the start line. Keisuke looks over at Corbin Wilson. 15 years of age, this lead driver in the pro wear at 350 up against the 86 fighters. This is the second half of the battle. They initiate into the Repco wall ride.
Well, let's see what happens this time as we see Corbin Wilson in the lead position. He's got Keisuke trying to do and emulate the same thing that we just saw. Keisuke is an absolute championship champion, but this 15-year-old kid, what is he doing? What is he bringing? He's bringing the heat today.
Wow, these two drivers just absolutely putting it on. Look at Keisuke, he's getting the proximity right up on the side of the door, and they are side by side as they come through the Repco wall ride for the final time. This is such a good one more time. Try and split these drivers, Steve. I don't know which way to go.
Oh, wow. Even the judges are clapping, I understand. This could go any way. We'll have a look at the replay.
So the line, actually the lead drive here from Corbin's actually wider and maybe on a better line to start with. The judges, we get a good shot of them as well. They're going to really have to look into this. Now Corbin Wilson gets nice and wide, fills that outer zone great through there as well. I want to say that Corbin Wilson was a bit deeper, or you know, like a bit further into the clipping zones, into the outer zones than Keisuke was on the lead position.
So are they going to look? The thing is that you'd normally, like this to me is an OMT. And you know how much I love these things. So this to me is an OMT, but they've already had one.
So they have to make a decision.
They have to make a decision. So there you go, lead for lead. And if you're going lead for lead, if you think that they're both the same, that their chases are the same, you've got to go for their lead. And is the wall ride of Corbin Wilson going to be the difference? We're about to find out. Andrew Redwood, Joel Counter, JT Wharedo, and it is going to be Keisuke Nagashima. He's carrying on.
Well, it takes a sharp eye to have a crack at an OMT, mate. I got to say, and the judges are clapping. That was a worthy of a pro battle, buddy.
Look, like I knew when the decision went his way. I was a little bit iffy about it. Like I said, I wanted it one more time. We got it. I knew I had to push, and mate, I just put everything on the line. And no, like, well done to him. Bloody hell, like he is a driver, right? He can pedal. So, nah, I'm absolutely stoked. We'll keep going.
Well, you know who's next, don't you?
Yeah, Daniel Edwards. I know, mate. We'll get it done.
You're gonna have to repeat that sort of drive.
I'll keep doing all night if I have to. I'll get it done.
Okay, let's talk to Corbin. Oh wow. Well, 1 minute you're there, 1 minute you've got to do an OMT on your first weekend. How are you feeling after all? Mate, can I just say, epic runs.
Yeah, it was pretty overwhelming, but yeah, all good.
I mean, getting that proximity is what everybody loves to see. Do you have no fear going that close?
Oh, nah, yeah, always freaking out, eh? Just got to hope and pray that you don't crash, and yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of questions being asked right now in my ear. I'm going to ask one question. You want to come and do this next year full-time, like pro sport?
I don't know, like, we'll see how things go, because we do have other plans, but maybe after today, we'll see.
Mate, you've put a lot of smile and you've raised a lot of eyebrows. We hope to see you next year, pal.
Yeah, sweet, thank you.
Well, I've just been told that the judges say they would have gone OMT again if they could, but they had to make a decision, and of course they had to go up and make the decision. Keisuke Nagashima took the win. Well, it's a pretty fantastic afternoon so far, and it's only going to go better as we get ready to look at our Pro Championship shortly. Of course, this is the final day of drifting for 2024 with the D1NZ National Drifting Championship here, Mercury Baypark Stadium. Bring it on.
Nā mai, haere mai, and welcome to the Bay of Plenty. Doesn't she look beautiful in Mount Maunganui? And it's the finale of Repco D1NZ live from Mercury Baypark Stadium. This is where we will crown a Drift King in Pro Sport and also in the Pro Championship. Hello, folks. Stephen McIver and Steve the Marty. Steve Daniel, our commentator here at Baypark, and this place is cranking, I can tell you. And we have seen some epic qualifying, my friend.
It's been 2 days of just incredible action here at Mercury Baypark Stadium. We have seen just door-to-door wall-banging goodness, and it's just going to get better and better today.
And there's a young kid that's on the rise, and it's not Case Pullenburry. There's a kid called Corbin Wilson, right?
Oh, this guy here knows the place. He's a 15-year-old. That's right, 15. He races a mini stock normally around the speedway here, but he's decided he's going to go into the Pro Sport Championship. This kid is a sensation. He is the future.
He had to go OMT one more time with Keisuke Nagashima, who still leads the Pro Sport Championship, and it was a battle worthy of pro. Anyway, this is what you can look forward to at home on Sky Sport, Fox Sport and K on Australia, and around the world on motorsport.tv and live here in the arena. We're coming not too far away for the top 8 and continuing on to complete the 2024 season of the Pro Sport Championship, and then we roll on into the big boys, into the top 16. And I've got to say, Drift Kings that have come back to play the game. Darren Kelly, Cole Armstrong, old Daddy-O, and they're going to play.
They are certainly going to play, and the play they did, they got themselves to the very pointy end of qualifying. We're going to see them in battle time today. Cole, Darren, those guys know how to put on a show here at Baypark. We'll see if they can do it again.
And we know that Baypark is ready to put on a show. Let's just remind you how hard it is to battle in the concrete jungle.
Mercury Baypark Stadium, the home of the grand finale of the D1NZ. Well, it's all about the outer zone again, a huge wall ride to start. There's only 2 inside clips, 1 entering the teardrop, 1 exiting. It's back up on the wall ride again though, and it is a heavy acceleration, making their way back onto the front straight. That's a lap of Mercury Baypark, the grand finale of the Repco D1NZ.
So that's what it's like in the concrete jungle, and a lot of the drivers saying it's getting a bit slippery at the top end where you start to engage, and they're all having their issues, as they would, going in and out of the teardrop as well. So there is a lot going on. Did you see the old monster truck over there? There she is, Kiwi Thunder. I think it was about 1988 that Kiwi Thunder first came to play. Steve Daniel, who's just headed back to the commentary position, said he's got a photo of himself in Kiwi Thunder when he was a little fella. Anyway, it has been a season to remember. Who will be your Pro and Pro Sport champion? Let's have a reminder of what season 2024 has thrown up at us.
International Motorsport Park, that was round 1 of the Repco D1NZ. Taylor James, a great lead to start with. Is he going to lead the championship that way? We've seen him do so well. Not a great start for Sam West. We've seen that 2JZ shutting down. Issues as well for Michael Thorley. The Pullenburry brothers looking quick out there. This was Case Pullenburry and Fanger Dan Moorhouse, our 4 times, our existing New Zealand champion. The controversy on this battle here between Adam Camplin and our Australian visitor Luke Fink. Local man, this is Connor Halligan. Fanger Dan throwing it sideways. It was a series of 1 more times that would mark the first round of the championship. For Case Pullenburry, Fanger Dan heading off into the scoria. You'll see the drivers side by side coming through to finish. From there, a great battle between Case Pullenburry and Dave Steadman, contact to finish. But Case Pullenburry would taste victory with Sean Potros. Dave Steadman sitting in 2nd place. Well, after that, we headed to Hampton Downs Motorsport Park, part of the Super Sprint Motorsport New Zealand Championship, our 2nd round. And you'll see some great close battles. The dust was already down. Why? Because Taylor James had blown the RB motor. Flames under the rear of Adam Davies, and that would see him lose it. But losing it big time was Luke Fink. Again, you can see the dust settling from all the oil that had been dropped from Taylor James's car. Clayton Daly out of Tauranga and the RHP Reed and Harrison Performance had to take on 199 Case Pullenburry. The battle of the teammates, looking elite out there, including a fair bit of contact. Hard on the gas. This was another one that caused a commotion. It was deemed that Connor Halligan had led the chase car into an unchaseable position, and that would mean that Pullenburry would go through into the next round. Well, it came down to these battles here. They're side by side, entering back on the straight. Case Pullenburry, he won everything last year and he's tasted 2 from 2 this year. And from there we moved to Manfield Circuit Chris Amon, round number 3 of the Repco D1NZ, also round number 4. Well, it was wet, it was tough, and it was not easy for the pro drivers, the pro sport drivers as well, who did it first, as we saw lots of cars over-rotating out there on a slippery track. Fanga Danny's done it all season, having to face up against Case Pullenbury. Case again chalking up a victory over our 4-time and the winningest driver in the D1NZ. Luke Fink, he was out there ruffling as many feathers as he could, our New Caledonian kid, certainly struggling as well. And then it came down to Case Pullenbury driving out and the car shutting down. Issues would stop his championship campaign in its tracks. He's won the first 2. The question will be, can he go any further? We see a couple of Mimico machines. That was Taylor James and Adam Davies out there on track. Taylor James driving his way through the crowd. He's had a terrible season, but it was good enough to take the win. Adam taking the win from Luke Fink and Jordan Joyce. Well, we were still down there. It was the second day, this Sunday, round number 4 of the Repco D1NZ, and we flipped the switch. We sent them in the reverse direction. You can see some strong driving, and what is this again? Yes, another battle between 2 champions, one of 4 times and one trying to get there. Well, issues for Fanga Dan's car. That car throwing about would give Case Pullenbury the edge, letting him through. Cones flying. Taylor James again behind the wheel of the Team DSR 13B rotary power plant. He won yesterday, but how much further could he make his way up? Well then, what happened there? This is Luke Fink in one of the JDM machines. His first win of the 2024 season and his second here at Manfield Circuit Chris Amon. Well, there were celebrations at Manfield and there'll be celebrations this weekend. The grand finale of the Repco D1NZ. We're here, let's do it.
So the real question now here at Baypark Stadium is whether or not Case Pullenbury can win a Pro Sport 1 year and then go straight in and win the Pro Championship. You'll all find it out live right here on Sky Sport in Australia and around the world. Okay, who would like to see some monster trucks doing their thing? Yeah, let's do some monster truck things with Taurus and Kiwi Thunder. Bring the heat, boys!
And here we are. It is the Taurus monster truck. Look at it, up and over the cars for the first time tonight. We see them crushing. They were here last night. And massive shout out to Pick Apart, Marlemy Street, Tauranga for those there. And of course, Kiwi Thunder, 1988. Steve the Mouldy was
and
just
I
a
can
young
tell
fella.
you, Shane Wilson, the new owner of Kiwi Thunder, he got it and it was essentially a rusty old wreck. He's gone up and rebuilt it. This is actually the first time he's ever taken a jump, and he said it hurts coming down. There we go. That's how you get rid of a whole lot of warranted registered cars. She's vicious.
Just like that, and not a bad effort for the first time of over that jump.
So Kiwi Thunder, we mentioned, it's a what is it, big block V8?
Yeah, big block Chev in there. And
as we see the Taurus, which some of you may have already taken rides with today, it is a rides truck. There's 10 seats in the back, 5 aside.
And
certainly
like
seen
that.
at many a show. Kumu, oh, did you see how much movement you had in that?
So you can head on behind the grandstand if you are here over the venue, Mercury Baypark Stadium, and grab yourselves a ride on their monster truck, just $10.
Oh, he's not going to hit it that hard, is he? He's going to. That is going to. Oh, look how much air he got. You drive off it, drive to the side. Bounce, bounce. There's 4 shocks a corner, 16 shocks in total. Each of those shocks is about $2,500. Therefore, he's got $40,000 worth of shocks. The tyres on those things cost around $5,000 to $10,000 each. So we'll work on 7.5. So he's got $30,000 worth of tyres. That's about what. That's what Taylor James goes through in a weekend.
Taurus now.
So they're going for their own big air competition. Of course, the monster trucks here in New Zealand are a little bit different than the ones that you see, the likes of the Monster Jam. These ones here are a dual chassis rail either side rather than the big. Oh gosh, he is. Look at the head movement, the helmets.
Oh, that is epic.
Oh no, please grab a gear, carry on going, or else it's going to park there all the weekend because that's heavy to move.
Oh, might be something.
Oh, he might have broken a drive shaft. No, there he goes. I can see there still.
Jeez, and that's a little insight into the sun glare that the drivers are going to have to put up with out there on
Bit of
track.
lens flare.
So a big jump there from Taurus as he makes his way over those trucks.
And of course, after this, you too can get yourself in. And what's happening here? Okay, you too can give yourself a ride. There's still I think it's $10 a ride. You can go to the back, and we're going to go up and see if we can't throw down some donuts. That's all right.
So under Kiwi Thunder, he's just checking out the drivetrain there. Not 100% sure if that car's all A-OK under that. So it is the final round, the grand finale, round number 5 of the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship here at Mercury Baypark Stadium. Welcome along if you've just joined us. And the crowd is building, the atmosphere is building. What's the atmosphere like that there?
Oh, the atmosphere is electric out there at the moment. You can see lots and lots of people out there just getting ready for to essentially crown a champion.
So we've still got the top 8 to go in the Pro Sport Championship. We're looking to find and crown the new Drift King of the Pro Sport Championship. And as well, we've got the top 16 to go.
Oh. Okay, that was just cool. George from Inspire You, making sure that he can make some inspiring content. So, look, we're going to be back later on, but this is a taste of it. And Ben Jenkins will be driving the mighty Taurus. As for Kiwi Thunder, well, Kiwi Thunder might just enjoy its life just there for the rest of the night, because I don't know, have we broken it? See, that's why you don't see the monster trucks jumping, banging and crashing the same as you do on TV. Why? Because those guys have millions of dollars worth of budget. They're worth about $350,000 each.
Well, as you alluded to me as well, Steve, these aren't a space frame like the ones we watch on TV. Right. Yeah, we don't see these ones roll over and do backflips and sideways spins and all sorts of different bits and pieces. So, Taurus there.
And that is what the drivers get to look forward to. So it looks like the Taurus will be heading back out to take more people for rides. Thanks again to JDM's Campbell Campbell. I said Campbell. There's a Campbell McManaway, of course, the Speedway. James McManaway from JDM, who made sure that that beautiful vehicle could be delivered all the way from Palmerston North up here to Tauranga on the back of his... all the way back up.
So it's set here, a beautiful evening in Mount Maunganui, Bay of Plenty, New Zealand. And you can see Tauranga, Mount Maunganui in the background.
The Te Maunga o Mo'o, caught by the light. Well, a big shout out and hello to everyone sitting in the stands tonight here at Mercury Baypark Stadium. Of course, this is the grand finale, round number 5 of the Repco D1NZ. We've got the Pro Sport, what is it, top 8 or top 8 coming through, and then afterwards we will see more of the Pro Championship. The Mana Waves are flying today. It's what I like to see. So, wow, look at this crowd. It's growing, it's growing, it's growing.
And up in the corporates as well, it looks like the Central Drift Team corporate box.
Oh, there's Young Drift over there, that's right, Dean Young's crew.
As the first of our Pro Sport top 8 battles make their way out into the track, it's going to be one of those from out of the corporate box. Dean Young Drift, there he is, the SF Tiling S13. And he's been having a good weekend, but he's coming up against none other than Adam Whitehead, your #1 qualifier this weekend in the Plan B S14. He's from out of the bay. He calls it the Real Bay. It's Hawke's Bay. Of course, he's in the Real Bay at the moment, Bay of Plenty.
And it sure is Hawke's Bay all day for him. He's having his last tour around in the Pro Sport Championship. Moving to Pro next year, I understand. Certainly can't wait to see what he can do as he makes a step up.
And Adam Whitehead has got the chance to take down Keisuke Nagashima here in the championship. So if Keisuke, I'm not too sure, I haven't worked out the full calculations, but I believe from what I've loosely worked out, if Adam Whitehead takes the win against Dean Young right here, and then Daniel Edwards beats Keisuke, if Adam Whitehead goes through to win, it could be all his, the championship, the Pro Sport Championship. And what a better way to exit the championship for Adam Whitehead if he picks up the Pro Sport Championship. And like you said a little bit earlier, if you do win the Pro Sport Championship, that's you gone from it. You do have to move up.
Gone. So he's been trying for a number of years. Is this his year? Is it going to be Keisuke Nagashima? Will it be Daniel Edwards? I can tell you that whoever wins the next battle on what we call the left-hand side of the tree will be in definitely a good standing to basically take the Pro Sport Championship tonight. Here, the grand finale. It's an Nissan Silvia versus a Silvia. It's a 2JZ versus a 1.5 JZ. An S14 versus the 13 of Dean Young. 600 horsepower apiece. Adam Whitehead on our left. It is Dean Young on our right. They are getting the lights. We get the reds, the oranges, but it's all green here at Baypark for the first battle of the afternoon of the evening.
And Adam Whitehead initiates into the Repco wall ride, and he throws that right-hand rear guard of the Silvia right up onto the wall, but Dean Young is right there. Look at the proximity from the chase car. They make their way into the Dale ITM teardrop for the first time.
And a nice smooth arc by our lead driver, Whitehead. In that Plan B Silvia, he's going to start making his way. A little bit of a dab of the foot brake. You can see that from the illumination on the LED strips on the top of the screens. He comes through and finishes the lap. Well, that is a sensational lap of Baypark. This is the Pro Sport Championship. Dean Young happy with his chase.
Yeah, and Adam Whitehead as well, just doing what he's been doing all weekend long. We'll take a look at the replay on the big screen and across Sky Sport TV. And there is Adam Whitehead right out on the wall right now. These drivers, they have a ledge up on the top. So we've got a lot of camber through what is normally turn 3 and 4 at Baypark Stadium here. And up the top of that, there is a ledge. If they can get it up onto the ledge and not down on the camber part of it, the drive of the car doesn't drive it down towards the pole, and it sits right out. As you can see here, the car levels out of Adam Whitehead in the lead. And right there behind, though, Dean Young getting up on that ledge as well. And
well, they come through to finish, and it was a great... It looked nice. It was nice to watch. Of course, we get ready for them to change positions. Plan B, Pro Blast. Now they'll switch positions. They take one shot at leading, one shot at chasing. The higher qualifier will always lead the first half of the battle, and then they switch positions. 21 on the door. That is Adam Whitehead, 14 next to him. That is Dean Young. Dean Young, a huge amount of support here in the corporate area tonight. It goes to the lights. We will see it light up with the reds first and then the oranges before sending it green. We go to the light tower. Before that, though, we've got to ensure that the smoke has cleared, and we think it's enough, and you can see them start to light up. We go green, and we are released from the line. It is Dean Young's turn to head down the Napa Auto Parts acceleration zone, straight up onto the Repco wall ride.
Yeah, Dean Young not quite out onto the wall as much as Adam Whitehead was on the lead run, but Adam was shallow in the chase as well. Dean Young leads them into the teardrop. Now needs to wash out wide here and fill that outer zone. Look how brilliantly he's done that, but Adam Whitehead just in the pocket behind him, doing a great job in the chase. Make their wall back up, make their way back up onto the wall ride for the final time, and it is this time Dean Young right up on the wall. Not as close a proximity from Adam Whitehead in the chase position this time around. Going to be an interesting way to see which way the judges call this one.
Well, they'll head out into the pit area. They'll go through and talk to Stephen McIver as we see a nice ride. Look, it's a strong lead run, but you can see just Adam Whitehead was ready. He dived down a little bit, gained his proximity by running that shallower, that tighter line around the turn. Young again, he probably maybe half a metre off the perfect line to come through there. That's not a lot before heading back up to the wall. Now this is where both drivers just stuck to the same line, but you can see a slight gap starting to form, but no, he actually closes up at the end.
Tough one to call here for the judges. Is it going to be left for Adam Whitehead? Is it going to be right for Dean Young? It's going to be 1, 2, and 3 for Dean Young. Takes the win.
Hey, mate. Congratulations. This is a nice way to start thinking about going forward to pro, huh?
No way. I can't afford that.
Good run.
That was awesome, man. It was thrilling. That's so cool.
Well, there's more to come, so wait more.
I hope so, man. Bring it on.
Let's quickly talk to Adam Whitehead. Of course, it was the top qualifier, mate. It just gets tougher and tougher, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Dean's just an awesome driver, eh? So, No, that was a great battle. That was the battle I was expecting, and none of us made much mistake, so it must have been down to the littlest thing. So, awesome battle, and I don't mind going out like that, so it was great.
Congrats on a great season, mate.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks.
All right, get ready. 1 versus 2 coming up. Kiske against Edwards. Wow.
So we take a look at the battle tree as it is at the moment. We've gone through the Link ECU top 16. We are in the Mimico top 8 right now. That was the Adam Whitehead versus Dean Young, and it is the championship battle up next. Number 1 at the moment, Keisuke Nagashima. He leads the championship points for Pro Sport. Daniel Edwards is in second. Dare I say it, the winner of this battle is going to go through and potentially claim the trophy of this. Keisuke Nagashima will lead out first. They're both scrubbed in through the Cream Insurance scrub box already. And it's going to be Daniel Edwards in the chase. Toyota Corolla, SR20 under the bonnet of that A86. And Keisuke, he's gained Daniel Edwards on the start here. He's initiated into the Repco wall ride. Daniel Edwards got some catch-up work to do from early on.
Well, this is the battle of the championship between the number 1 and the number 2 qualifier. Keisuke Nagashima, the 86 fighters. It's the AE86. It's the oldest car in the championship, and he's trying to get the win. Was that a wheel off for Keisuke Nagashima? Is the gap at the front going to be enough to give him an advantage coming up as he heads on up to the Repco wall ride? Here comes Daniel Edwards. Edwards is on the bumper.
Daniel Edwards, look at the proximity for him as they come around the final wall ride and across the line. Daniel Edwards, where has he been all weekend? He's been rather, I want to say, sheepish in the Baypark arena, the concrete jungle, up until this moment. And we take a look at the replay here. There's the gap between Nagashima and Edwards, but he just closed right up. And I have not seen a drive like this from Daniel Edwards all weekend.
So they come through, and we'll have a look at Keisuke Nagashima at this point here. He goes to bring that car, and I mean, it looked like he grazed with the the left rear tyre only. That's going to be a minor points deduction, but he comes back on the wall at this point here. Now we know to get up on that, Keisuke could have been higher, but he does start to make his way that way there. It's going to come down. This is a very close battle, a great lead, a fantastic chase, but now we turn them all around.
So a good look at our judges up there. They've got the hardest job in the house tonight, making the decisions. And
how many cameras does he need? He's got 2 on the bonnet, 1 over there. You thought about just getting a single 360 camera.
And he just looks so happy as well. Always got a photo. Look how close is that steering wheel. You can see it.
Hang on, there's another one on the back, another one on the side.
That's a good shot right there to show what the drivers are dealing with, driving from the start of the Napa Auto Parts acceleration zone into the initiation zone there. And the smoke mixed with the sunstrike, just, it's hard. The lights are on. We're going to go red, orange, 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 and green. We're sending away Daniel Edwards leading off Keisuke Nagashima.
Well, into the first turn we go, and how far up can Daniel Edwards go? He's not as far up as he probably needs to be, but it's still a great line that he's running in the lead position. They come through and switch underneath the digger. They'll come to the top end of the Dale ITM teardrop. He holds it into position. No wheel drops there. It is going to come down to who's got the best lead, the best chase as they head back up to the wall.
So Keisuke Nagashima, as we've seen all year, aggressive chases from him in the 86 fighters. Toyota Corolla 86, and the proximity from him through the final Repco wall ride was great in the chase position. Daniel Edwards, though, high up on the bank to allow him to do so.
Well, take us through it, Tony G.
Well, the Dale ITM replay shows there a little bit shallow from Daniel Edwards around the top or the start, but towards the end. And as I said, Nagashima, he's actually been nice and aggressive, and I think that's what's earned him the wins over the parts of the season. But Daniel Edwards, of course, a good chase, a good close proximity chase is always from a good open wide lead run, which Daniel Edwards has done for him. So the judges will have to deliberate severely on this one. It's going to be a hard one to call. There's the final wall ride. There's the proximity from Nagashima as well.
And there is also first and second, or in this case, second and first in the championship. Whoever wins is going to get one foot stamped on the trophy. Will either of these guys win it? There's still 3 drivers that can possibly win the 2024 Pro Sport Championship. Leading the way in the championship right now on our left-hand side is Keisuke Nagashima. Daniel Edwards on the right is sitting in second position. There wasn't a huge gap. I think it was about 40 points between the two of them. Of course, it's 100 points for the win, and then it comes down from there.
So Adam Whitehead, he picked up all of the qualifying points, the top of the qualifying points, should I say. And there's a look at the judges. You can see them looking behind themselves. They've got their independent review system behind them. We've got JT Wharedo on the far right. We've got Andrew Redwood in the middle and Joel Counter on the right-hand side. They have got a
Here we go. Andrew Redwood, Joel Counter, JT Wharedo. 1, 2, 3 strikes to Keisuke Nagashima!
Congratulations, mate, you're through. It means probably a lot more too.
It does, and by the look of the other battle that was with Dean and Adam, it might mean something big tonight, so we'll try our best to keep going.
Well, we'll keep the celebrations quiet until we have confirmed numbers, but mate, you are cranking, so keep it going, man.
Mate, I mean, props to Dan, and he put an awesome chase. I saw, you know, realistically he was on my door. I had to do the same thing, and we got away with it. I mean, yeah, it could have been anyone's game. Stoked.
You still got more to do?
Yeah, mate, we're on. Get it done.
All right, let's just quickly check with Dan. You okay?
Yeah, mate, yeah, no, I'm sweet. Gutted as, but it is what it is, and yeah.
You've had a mighty season, pal.
Yeah, it's been an awesome season. He's a bloody good driver, and
I just think about Hampton Downs. I mean, you almost totaled the car and won the round.
I did total the car.
Mate, thanks for the entertainment. We'll see you next year.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
And then we continue. Well, I'm trying to look at the different names that we've got there. Let's have a look in here. Now, sitting on 199 points is Dean Young. He is still in the championship. Pete Drever, Matty J. Where's Matty J sitting? He's in behind. Okay. Isaac Orridge and Ryan Parry, where are they? So right now, is this a battle for second place?
Well, potentially could be unofficially.
Not right now, essentially, but we've still got a few drivers that are out there trying to make their way as far up the leaderboard as they can, because this is the last night to get points. Tonight we crown a champion. Tonight we will see a champion in the Pro Sport Championship. Tonight we will find ourselves a new Drift King. My question is, have we already done that? We will find out later on as the evening goes on. Pete Drever, ABC Drift Kids on the side of his car. Matty J. It's a pair of Jay-Z's, one of them Psycho, out there on track.
Pete Drever's been driving well all week, and he was the second qualifier, almost at the very top of the qualifying tree. So he's sitting in second place on this battle tree at the moment, and Matty J chasing him down. It's a good start from both these drivers in these S13s as they throw it through to the Dale ITM teardrop for the first time. Good wide arc from Drever, fills that outer zone perfectly. Look at that, Matty J though right there as well. They'll go through the Mimico switch zone, grab that outer box on the way back to the Repco wall ride for the first time.
Drever's looked strong the entire weekend, and he's starting to put on a clinic right now. Matty J, though, he's fighting back. They're going to come across the line side by side as they come through to finish the lap. They'll head back out to the teardrop swap positions, and then we'll see them go again. This was the start of their battle as Pete Drever straight into action, running a nice line. He's about a metre off the clip.
Yeah, it's not as wide as we've seen Pete Drever. It's not as hard as in the wall. He might have been told by the judges or known that he's been getting marked down in previous battles or runs.
Wheel drop.
But then that's it there where he goes back around the teardrop. Matty J still trying to sit right there in the pocket. And they come back through to switch and back out onto the wall ride. Drever there lining himself up. And that this time closer. Matty J shallows right up on the later part of this wall ride to get right up on the door. And side by side across the finish line they go.
Well, they'll switch positions. Matty J, I saw him as he came through underneath the digger there, the front end loader. That left hand wheel dropped the, well, basically hit the dirt. Pete's going, I'll give you a wave. Down in the Stadium Lounge on the other side of the main grandstand here, I can see the ABC Drift Kids team busy making sure that they can flick their merchandise and keep Pete in drifting.
So Matty J will lead out Pete Drever for the second half of this battle. Lights go green, away they go. And there's the Psycho Jay-Z, leading ABC Drift Kids S13 into the wall ride for the first time of the second run.
Well, they get up on that Repco wall ride, and it's a nice lead, but a great chase at the same time. Let's see what happens as they both switch together. They come back underneath that case digger, and then they will get on the loud pedal. Both of them have stayed inside the lines. We'll head back up to the Repco wall ride.
So Matty J's doing a good lead here. Pete Drever trying to get right up on the door here for the final wall ride around to complete their run. And there it is, a lot of proximity from Pete Drever. What a battle here. It is the top 8 at the moment of the Pro Sport Championship. We're trying to find the top 4 on the left, or what we call the left-hand side of the tree. Dean Young's up against Keisuke Nagashima already. Who is going to take the bottom half of this battle tree, top 4? Take a look at the replay. They throw it through the switch zone there and into the teardrop. And both on that outer zone really nicely, keeping it well within those yellow lines.
Well, as they come through the switch, you can see Pete just running that shorter line, the inside line, the shortest way around the track is Matty J, just railing the concrete. Well, we'd assume it could as we look through the smoke.
So, this is going to be another close one for these judges. It's showing the level of competition that is in the Pro Sport Championship. We're looking for a decision here. We have 1 to Pete Drever, 2 to Pete Drever, 3 for Pete Drever. He takes the win in the ABC Drift Kids, Sylvia.
Hey, the ABC Drift Kids are back and cranking.
Yeah, no, that was an awesome battle. We love to battle Matty J. He's just awesome. The cars are similar, everything's similar, and yeah, so hopefully we can carry it on.
How does the car feel?
Car feels unreal. There's plenty of grip now out there since the pros have been out. Whereas before it was a little bit slippery on the wall, and now there's heaps of drive, so
it's cooling down.
Yeah, we're loving it.
All right, let's just have a quick chat to Matty J. Man who just loves getting out there and throwing this thing sideways. Hard luck, buddy.
Hey, and it's all good. I don't mind losing to someone like Pete. He's a top driver, and I feel like that was a good battle, and we put on a show.
Nice putting on a show in this place, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. So yeah, I'm happy to put it on the trailer.
And relax.
Yeah, and relax.
Thanks for the entertainment, buddy.
Yeah, no worries. We'll see if we're back next year or not, but yeah.
I wasn't going to ask that question.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it. I don't think we will be.
All right, buddy. We'd miss you if you weren't.
Well, Moorebark would certainly like to hear their names called out again for over the next 12 months, wouldn't they?
Absolutely. And it's always good to see the drivers. It just shows the level of respect between them as well, and the level of competition that is driven up between these guys. They're pushing each other to the limit, and that was just such a good battle. I couldn't actually split what had happened where, so I didn't want to talk about it. Pete Drever taking the win, and he will take on the winner of this next battle in the top 4. It is Isaac Aldridge up against Ryan Parry.
Now, Isaac Aldridge, another driver that is may not, well, I don't think obviously Keisuke thinks he's won it, so I don't think that Isaac Aldridge can get first, but I think that second place in the championship is still available. He's one of the few, himself and Daniel Smith right now. There's a lot of points between them, but still mathematically there's a chance.
So Ryan Parry in the RB25 powered Sylvia up against Aldridge and the Drift Direct BMW as they fire into life straight into the Repco wall ride. Aldridge with a nice wide initiation right out there on the wall ride. Look at him go. Ryan Parry as well right there in the pocket. This is going to be a good battle between these two drivers. This is looking for a spot in the top 4 of this Pro Sport Championship battle tree for round number 5, and into the teardrop. Around they go, and the Calendar Girls Sylvia right up on the door as they exit the teardrop. There's a bit of extra drive out of the BMW.
And a bit of contact with the BMW of Isaac Aldridge. He comes through to finish. Of course, I've mentioned before, like multiple times during the weekend, but for the first time today in the coverage, that when you hit the concrete, you have to keep your foot in it so you can drive out. It's hard for your head to understand that. Let's have a look at the Dale ITM replay. It's a beautiful start. He's right up by the wall. We don't want to see these guys lunching their cars, but I can assure you, they, for some stupid reason, do.
Yeah, they love certainly rubbing those right rear guards, left rear guards on there through the Repco wall ride. And you can hear the footwork in behind as well from Parry, the wastegate and the blow-off valve just going nuts in behind. That's where he lost a bit of proximity as the drive from the BMW. And there were tap one, sparks flying off the rear of that BMW, and he just kept his foot in it all the way around to finish the run. So we switch places, and this time Ryan Parry will lead Isaac Aldridge around the circuit. Tell you what, 4 close battles as far as this has gone in the Pro Sport Championship so far.
Of course, this is for a spot in the final four. We've got Dean Young going up against Keisuke Nagashima. Pete Drever going up against the winner of this battle here.
So Perry initiates in the Calendar S14 right out wide by the walls, well, throws the angle on it. And Isaac Aldridge right in behind, chasing in the drift direct BMW. These guys are having a ball out there. Oh, Aldridge almost locked himself out of the switch, but he did such a good job that he's right there on Perry's door through the teardrop and all the way back to the Repco wall ride they go.
Well, they'll head back up onto the wall. We can see potentially a wheel off for Isaac Aldridge as he hits the inside, coming through right on the concrete for both of the drivers. This is a fantastic drift out here. What a battle.
Wow, Ryan Perry with the wall ride. He managed to get himself exactly up onto the top of that little tabletop, the ledge that's up near the wall, and both ones of those wall rides around the Repco concrete wall here at the concrete jungle of Baypark Speedway. And here he is. It was so close there. He had a bit of an extra drag there, and what that did is actually it looked like Aldridge almost locked himself out of the switch. There he is back there, and there's the extra drive. You can see the BMW shallowed up, and that's where Ryan Perry, look at him right out on the wall. What a lead run, and what a chase run by Aldridge right in there behind as well. These two drivers showing us exactly why they're at the pointy end. It's going to be the left-hand side for Aldridge, the right-hand side for Ryan Perry. It's going to be 1 to Perry, 2 to Perry, and 1 to Aldridge. Enough for Ryan Perry to take the win. He's going to go through to the top 4 up against Pete Drever.
And it just keeps rolling, Ryan. Congratulations. That was a battle.
That was crazy. That was good. My clutch is on its legs, end of its life, but we'll see what happens in this next battle.
Still time to just a little bit of time to have a quick look at it.
Yeah, a little cool down and see what happens, eh?
Well, they're about to head out for the other one, so I won't hold you up.
Okay, get straight into it.
Well done, mate. Just quick chat over here to Isaac. Just quickly, you like that wall? Rear end seemed to like that wall tonight.
Yeah, it's a hang of a lot of fun being up against the wall and probably pushed it a little bit too hard, but hey, that's what we're here for, eh?
How much have you learned about yourself and your car and your driving this season?
It's been really good for the confidence. I've always felt like I could drive well, and felt like the car was just a little bit just not quite there, and so it's nice that now that the car's there, the driving's been there too.
We'll see you next season, eh?
Hopefully that's the plan. Cheers, thanks guys.
Come to pro, come to pro.
So Isaac Aldridge and the Drift Direct BMW.
Well, here's how it got there. So, of course, Dean Young will be taking on Keisuke Nagashima in the Allied Petroleum top 4. They had great wins over Adam Whitehead and Daniel Edwards, of course, over Corbin Wilson, and who was it? Dean Young over Braden Marr.
And then we've got Pete Drever, who we see take the win against Matty J. Ryan Perry takes the win against Isaac Aldridge. Earlier in the day, Pete Drever took a win over Rody Knowles, and also Ryan Perry took a win over Daniel Smith. In fact, Ryan Perry's actually come from the top 24 as well. He took an earlier win truly in the day against Daniel Krinkle. So he's had the most track time, and like he said, that clutch starting to get a little bit tired under the bonnet or under the gearbox of that S14. Hopefully we see Perry out there. He's going to need it, certainly, against Pete Drever. So that's how they line up in the Allied Petroleum top 4, looking for the top 2.
What a crowd. Tony, what a beautiful crowd of people here. They're on the walls, down the straights, and they're certainly, I hope they're enjoying the action here tonight.
Geez, we've still got 4 hours of drift action ahead of us as well. Not only the finale after the top 4, and we're going to see the 3rd and 4th battle as well of this Pro Sport Championship. We're going to crown the championship. Has Keisuke Nagashima done enough just yet to get points to grab that trophy, or is Dean Young going to upset that? He's got a chance to get himself up onto the podium as well. He needs to get through and potentially win this round. He would dearly love to in his own backyard here at Baypark Stadium. And Pete Drever coming out of nowhere, come back for one round this season. Can he do it from the other side of the tree?
We saw how good he was a couple of seasons ago, and it's great to have him back, but I think he finished 2nd, maybe 3rd in the championship.
Just like that. So another beautiful shot. I love the Mount. Such a beautiful place.
Mate, my life has been here in this beautiful neck of the woods. I spent the last, 8 years working here at this particular venue. Shout out to the team from Bay Venues Limited. Jade and her team doing a great job of looking after us here. Of course, Repco. D1NZ moving into town for the week.
And what better way to send off the 2024 season right here at Mercury Baypark Stadium, the concrete jungle it is called. And it's time for top 4. Your current Pro Sport Championship leader, Keisuke Nagashima, makes his way out into the Cream Insurance scrub box. And following him is going to be Dean Young and SF Tiling S13.
Well, we'll see how it goes. This one here, it's the... man, it looks like this man here might become our 2024 champion. He's just continuing his road.
And for what I believe is the first time a Toyota chassis is ever going to pick up a New Zealand title.
And that is in either classes ever, so it's been 21 years of trying.
I want to rewind back to round number 1, Topol. Did you say Keisuke was going to win the Pro Sport Championship?
Yes, I certainly did. Do you want to ask me about what I said for the Pro Championship?
And I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh, I've just deflated my own picks. I need to lay off the betting. So Keisuke,
no bet, no glory. All right, well this is how they line up. We've got a Corolla versus a Nissan Silvia, the SR20 versus the 1.5 JZ. It's a 1922, a 1980-ish, 8086 up against the S13 of Dean Young, Keisuke Nagashima.
So he throws it up into the Repco wall ride for the first time, and he gapped Dean Young off the start. I don't know if that caught Dean out or not, what the go was there, but Keisuke Nagashima, a big drag on the handbrake to get to the outer zone through the Dale ITM teardrop. They're going to make their way back through the Mimico switch under those awesome case diggers there, the excavators, and back onto the Repco wall ride to finish off the front. Keisuke almost threw it into the wall. He did a good job there to keep it off the wall, actually.
It's about holding your foot down on the gas in situations like that, and that's exactly what they both did. So they will make their way down into the teardrop section again, switch positions, and then we'll see the SF Tiling, Dean Young, S13, getting ready to take on his lead run. Let's have a look at this battle.
So there's the gap that you can see there. Dean Young, he needed to be a bit shallower, which he did in the later part of that wall ride, so he got right back up. It's not as close as we've seen, and we know that Keisuke can be an aggressive, close proximity chaser as well. So can the 86 fighters, AE86, there was Dean Young, he got right in the pocket there, and then had to almost reinitiate. That was almost a straight line for Dean Young in the chase there.
Of course, what we watch is in the commentary box, what the judges see. So the judges look at everything with their own eyes out the window themselves. After that, they turn and they will actually view the broadcast, what we call our program feed, so the feed that you see at home. After that, they will go up and specifically, normally straight after that, they say we want to see a run from the drone. They will go up and they've got their own replay operator upstairs and they look at the judges' replay system. That's how they can determine afterwards, using technology, which way it needs to go.
Of course, they can't hear what we're saying either, which is probably a good thing. Dean Young leading out Keisuke Nagashima this time around. SF Tiling on the side of the door. 86 fighters. Keisuke trying to get the proximity right up on the door of Dean Young here, that we know that Keisuke's done all season long. This is going to be a close one to call, I think, from the judges. Dean Young now, and here comes Keisuke. Look at the proximity from Nagashima as they come around the wall ride for the final time tonight.
Wow, which way do you go? I just love Keisuke's horn.
I think I need to, if I was judging, and we know I'm terrible at judging calls, but I think I need to see the straight line again from Dino. Was it a reinitiation? Was it a straight line? Did he stay adrift through the Mimico switch zone?
So, of course, and we're talking about Dean's the lead chase run for Keisuke Nagashima when Dean was in the chase position coming out of the about this section here in the second run.
Yeah, so there's Keisuke as well, trying to shallow up just to get back up on the door. And Dean Young, not to be taken away from how good his lead run is. Look at it right out by the wall there. And I thought, ooh, and there they are.
Wow, that looks like they've made decisions. We've got JT, Joe Sparido, Andrew Redwood, Joe Counter. Have we got a result? We do. Is it going to be Keisuke Nagashima? We've got 1 strike, 2 strikes, and 3. It's cut and dry. Keisuke Nagashima takes the win.
And it keeps on rolling. That was a tight battle.
It was. It could have gone either way, to be honest with you. Like, Dean's an awesome driver. We had him at Manfield at round 4, and he took it, so I got back 1 up on him.
How much is the track changing?
Realistically, we're changing our setup to suit. It is getting a little bit cooler, but it's still pretty good. So I'm pretty comfortable.
You're one battle away from winning the round.
Yeah. So
let's just go prepare. Go prepare.
So a very happy Keisuke Nagashima through to the final battle of the Pro Sport Championship. Dean Young, he will go through to the third and fourth battle. As the moon slowly starts poking its nose through.
Red sky at night.
Is that something about...
Check out the moon. Why wasn't it full? Actually, it brings out the crazies.
So the next battle to make their way out will be Pete Drever up against Ryan Parry. The winner of that battle will take on Keisuke Nagashima for round number 5 of the Repco D1NZ Drifting Championship.
Well, there it is. There's a hive of activity, as it always is. Dean Young just reversing back up into his pit box. He's out there with the CDT team. Of course, you can see Team DSR on the right-hand side. A little bit further up, Fanga Dan Morehouse, our 4 times and current New Zealand Drift King, the JDM team. And then through the centre there, well, we've got Case, Cody, Pullenburry on the left. We've got the elite team as well, and then the rest of them. There's about 60 cars, and I can see a few of them already are loaded up on trailers and getting ready to depart.
So hive of activity. Actually, I did take the time to walk down on through the stadium lounge and the Rock. Thanks to the Rock, they do have the Sims down there at the cave.
Pretty cool activation from the cave.
Yeah. So if you do want to have yourselves a go on a drift simulator, they are free of charge. You just have to stand in the line, wait around.
Slightly different planes here than what we'd see in the likes of Ruapuna. Well, hello everyone. Hope you're enjoying yourselves up in the stands. The kids are out there. They're good to see they've got the hearing protection on, or at least one of them does.
Enjoying the food that's available from around the venue. And the crowd will certainly build and grow as the night goes on.
Well, the crowd is certainly, as you've mentioned numerous times, starting to grow here at Mercury Baypark Stadium.
And we've still got the Pro Championship to come as well. So we're just getting started. Things are just heating up here.
They certainly are.
And it is a red sky tonight.
And the Repco wall ride in the distance. Kiwi Thunder parked up, just showing its wares. There's some cool toys out there too, and some very expensive toys. Huge thank you to Rex and the team from Mimico.
Of course, Aaron Habib and the team at Max Civil as well. A lot of work went into them. And huge shout as well to Billy McFarlane and the team at 111 Towing. Bring along that flat deck truck. So Ryan Parry, Calendar Girls on the door of that S14.
I think we've got 3 flat decks out there. Of course, we don't just broadcast live on Sky and around the Pacific. We also do so on Facebook during the early start parts of the weekend, and needed a trailer last night. Billy McFarlane was pretty quick to come through. Where was he from?
Rotorua.
Crowd always growing. Thank you. It's like one of those says it too much. Hey, look, the crowd's growing. ABC Drift Kids. That's a cool book. So I know if you've got kids and things, you can just, I think it's ABC Drift Kids. We can certainly find them on socials.
So it will be the higher qualifier in the way of Pete Drever. He'll be qualifying first. Leading out first against Ryan Parry.
Well, Pete Drever, 227, Ryan Parry, the 777. It's the kid sponsor versus the calendar company. Let's go. And
so
we drop
Pete
the green.
Here he goes, leads them into the Repco wall ride for the first time. Look at the wide initiation, straight out onto the wall he goes. Ryan Parry's got a little bit of catch up to do here as they make their way through the first switch and into the teardrop for the first time.
Well, he comes down into the teardrop, and again we want to see that left rear tyre right on the line but not over it, and that's how you do it if you're Pete Drever. He makes his way through into this Mimico switch, grabs that switch on the right hand side before making his way up onto the Repco wall ride, and that is where that rear wing was just sliding across the concrete.
And look at the angle, and geez, I want to say the style as well of the way Pete Drever came around there. Ryan Parry though right there with him. The first half of the battle, we will take a look at the Dale ITM replay there, and big initiation from Drever, trying to get up onto that flat spot. The ledge is about a metre off the wall, and it holds you up against the wall essentially as they came down through under that front end loader thanks to Mimico.
You're going to see it a lot more in the Pro Championship, where a lot of these Pro cars will literally be three-wheeling it up on the both entering and exiting the big wall ride here at Mercury Baypark Stadium. Of course, this is the grand final, round number 5 of the Repco D1NZ. This is a Pro Sport Championship, and he's just returned for a one-off visit. Let's hope he can turn it into an entire championship next year, seeing the skills of Pete Drever.
So Ryan Parry, they switch places. He gets into position to lead out. There's a little wave. He likes doing that every time. I like the little friendliness of Pete Drever.
Well, it's only right that a Drever wins. I know earlier in the Speedway season, I got to interview his dad, who had just won a Super Saloon race here. It's only right that his boy does the same thing in the Pro Sport Championship. Let's see what Drever can do from the chase position. He's going to have to work hard. Ryan Parry is a great peddler.
Yeah, and early doors for Pete Drever. He's right up on the door there. The proximity from him and that S13 up on the door of the S14. It seems like, oh, he's just washed wide. He's going to straight line, so that is going to be all she wrote for Ryan Parry.
Well, it's another step forward, and it's another step closer to winning the round. Pete Drever, we haven't seen him all season, but he turns up for one show and shows his skill. He'll make his way down into the pits to catch up with Stephen McIver. Let's have a look at the replay.
So there it is. He just put the pressure on Parry straight away, and right out by the wall they go. And the proximity from Drever, just working away at the wheel there to stay in behind. And it's about this point here, something happened and just no drive. I think, did I mention something about the clutch as he went in there?
He mentioned something about the clutch just before.
I was thinking in my head, the clutch is hanging on. I don't think I said it out loud, but what ended up happening by the looks of it, I think that clutch has just let go in Ryan Parry's car, so it just couldn't hack one more battle. He's had to go through one extra, going through the top 24. We're probably going to see it go to the right-hand side to Pete Drever. There it is, 1, 2, 3 confirmed. Pete Drever grabs the win. ABC Drift Kids.
Don't blink too hard, because you're in to have a crack at winning the round against Keisuke Nakashima. How does that feel?
Oh man, it's unreal. The night started off rough, but we're slowly climbing back into it, and we're building that confidence again, so it's unreal. I just want to say a quick shout out to my 3 daughters at home, Ivy, Miller and Skylar. Hope you're having a good night.
Daddy's having a great night, and he's not done with yet. We'll see you in the final.
Cheers, Stephen.
All right, Ryan Parry will face off against Dean Young for 3rd and 4th. And you got to say here, Ryan, this, despite not getting the win there, this weekend is still cranking for you.
Oh, it's been awesome, top 4, so I'm happy, but the clutch is gone and I can't even move from here, so yeah.
So are you going to be able to make the battle for 3 and 4 or not?
Nah, it's gone.
So you're calling it now?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gone. Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna happily take 4th place?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, mate. Well, congratulations for being so upfront with us and all. But hey, what a cracking weekend. Go and enjoy the rest of it.
Thank you.
So there you go. Just letting you know, Ryan Parry is not going to do the battle for 3 and 4. His clutch is gone. He said, "No, I'm done. I'm happy with top 4," which will give Dean Young will be the P3. So it's really down to the battle for number 1, a round 1, and we'll crown our Pro Sport Drift King. Oh yes.
All right, so of course we started with the Link top 16 before moving into the Mimico top 8. It went through the Allied Petroleum top 4, where Dean Young took on Keisuke Nakashima and Pete Drever went up against Ryan Parry. We saw who led into the Repco final.
So Pete Drever, he started off the day up against Rowan Knowles. He qualified in 2nd place. He took the win over Rody Knowles. He took the win over Matty J in the top 8. You've just seen him take the win in the top 4 over Ryan Parry. That's the way it stacks up for the final. And Dean Young, well, instantly on the podium, doesn't even have to battle for 3rd and 4th position.
Victory skids.
That's what we came to see. We like victory skids. Do they happen before or after the Pro Championship?
Bring them out at the end, or just let them all go for gold.
So we'll have a bit of a cool down period, I'm sure, for Keisuke Nagashima and Pete Drever to get themselves ready. So look at this.
Well, we see
cars there.
Kiwi Thunder still sitting on one side. Michael Thorley's NZ180 sitting on the other side. You can see a whole lot of pick-apart crashed and smashed cars, and talking about that's how they got there, in the hands of the Taurus. Look at that shot. George from Inspire You never struggles. There goes the winners, there goes the losers. And you see the waves from the crowd.
So Pete Drever, we've got one more chance to see that.
What's happening outside in the pits, I wonder? Well, there goes a crowd that is growing. Yeah.
And along with that, the atmosphere is certainly building out there as well.
It's electric.
And it is still just the Pro Sport Championship. We've got the Pro cars to come on out. In the meantime, it looks like making his way out onto the track.
Well, Keisuke's ready. Let's go send a car out just to do a skid. He's been ready. Go on. Is it Johnny Burns? I'm sure we could go up and just get him to... I don't know. So, look, there it is.
Good shot of the pits back there, and of course the unique setup I do love. I've said it before, I'll say it again. You get a chance to walk around. If you do are in the crowd and you want to head on around, you can go around through that car show that's happening there around the back of Whangadan's transporter and walk all the way down into basically the centre of the pits. Get up and close and personal with the car's crew and drivers, and you can see what's happening. So in the meantime, we'll have a chance to head on upstairs, and we do have none other than one of the judges, JT Wharero, tuned in. We can have a chat to him. I mean, it's been tough calls up in there. The Pro Sport drivers, they're putting it on. There's been some pretty tight battles out there.
Impressed with all the guys. Yeah, great job all around. It's been an absolute mission for us to pick out all those small differences and make those calls.
So JT, you were the very first Drift King for the D1NZ 21 years ago. You would have been probably 10 years old. The difference now between the cars that you were running then and what we're seeing out there on track?
Oh, it's a huge difference. This year, you know, this weekend I've been reminiscing a lot, looking out the back from events that we did start 20 years ago, and it's just so overwhelming. Like, this is just amazing to see the stands full. Like, we've got a paved, you know, custom-made design track here. Yeah, we've got all the makings to, you know, start creating these athletes and helping these athletes to further their passion.
I mean, the excitement in drifting, it's back in those days there, they were kids that were 16 years of age. Now they're 36 years of age. We're starting to see more corporates getting involved. We're seeing people go a lot further.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, there's so many old men in the sport now, and I'm part of that generation and proud to be part of that generation and see 20 years later just what we've created. You know, I'm over the moon.
Have you had any tough decisions today? I'm sure some of them were very...
So many. You've always got to pull the emotion out of it if you know that person personally and, you know, have a relationship with them. Yeah, we've just got to push through and do the best job that we can. And we are going to make mistakes. And we just do the best that we can to progress the sport here.
But that shows the importance of having the likes of the judicial system. You've got the ability to, I don't know, almost be called out for what you've done or maybe what you haven't seen.
Absolutely, absolutely. Fortunately, we've got such a good replay system right now where we have, 6 or 7 different camera angles. Even right now, we're dealing with protests that are coming in, and we just have to take the time and go through all the footage. And sometimes we have made the wrong call. Yeah, it's so difficult. And looking back, the early days, a lot of it was really luck-based. So it's good that we've got the tools right now to make better decisions.
And so tell us, you've got the hardest job, I think, out of everyone here. Judging, it's one of the hardest. I still can't get my head around the whole fact that it's a judge sport. Now, do you think that driving back in the day or judging is harder? What would you rather be doing?
I feel like it's my responsibility right now to be involved as a judge. Obviously when I was younger, I'd love to be, more behind the wheel. And even this season, I was hoping to be behind the wheel. But I've really found comfort and confidence to be up here and oversee everything and contribute. My relationship with a lot of the drivers over the year has really grown a lot. That for me, for judging, has helped a lot because I know them. I understand exactly what these guys are going through. I try and spend a moment or two with each driver or most of the drivers in the mornings to see exactly where they're at, their mental state, their mechanical state, and go from there.
Yeah, and it's like I say, it's one of those tough drives, and you mentioned it, you've got to really remove yourself. I'm even finding, I've got a lot of friends out there as well, just trying to remove yourself in the emotions. You're trying to say and do the right things about the drivers, making those decisions and the hard decisions. Like I say, one of the toughest jobs in the house here this weekend, making all the big calls and the right calls, and hey, the judicial system's there as well. I think it's a fantastic, the introduction of that as well. Thank you very much, JT Wharedo, up awesome, in the corporate, the judges box there. And we do have some entertainment laps.
Thank you.
In the meantime.
Yeah, how cool. I mean, I spoke to JT a couple of years ago, a year ago, or probably 6 months ago, and he said, I want to get back to drifting. And he's kind of like, he's still young, but he's kind of like the Komato. He was the first.
I tell you what, I really like that comment there of, I feel like it's his responsibility. Was it what it is?
Yeah, it was.
Responsibility to get in there, and it feels like that it's his duty almost to be there and carry on and use the word kaumatua. I think it's fantastic. Another one that springs to mind, Stephen Soul. He's been in and around and doing the bits and pieces when it comes to judging and being involved in the motorsport.
Now, of course, we use this term called victory skids, and victory is about winning. Well, winning is getting onto a podium in the D1NZ, and this man's just done it. Of course, he is the third place getter, and he's got a huge fan. He's got so many people up in the stands, watching out, looking out for Dean Young in the SF Tiling 1.5 JZ powered Nissan S13. Dean just looking after his own victory skids, celebrating the moment. We will see him later on this evening on the podium, spraying the champagne.
Yeah, the SF tiling looking beautiful as ever. That chrome detail that's all over it, the purple underbody glow as well. One of the better looking teams, one of my favourite presented teams, and there it is, putting on a show for you guys. A bit of an expression session for Dean Young, picking up third place there. I wonder if, come the end of the night, we know we're looking for crowning the champion. We're also looking for second and third in the championship. Is Dean Young done enough tonight with his third place to get up to that third spot or second spot even?
Well, I'm having a look through, and I think it's going to be, I look at championship-wise, obviously Keisuke has decided to leave the Pro Sport Championship. I really thought he'd throw it and hang out with the Pro Sport boys for a little bit longer, but no, there was no chance. He wanted to take the win, and the win is what he's going to want to take again, as I can hear the rumble of the final. And when I say the final, I mean the final of the Pro Sport Championship, and we are about to see it. ABC Drift Kids on the side of Pete Drever's car, and of course, Torque Performance 86 Fighters on the doors of Keisuke Nagashima. They have been the class of the weekend in the Pro Sport Championship, and one of them has just decided to come back for a one night only show. That's the man that we see on screen. TMT, ABC Drift Kicks, Pete Drever out of Taranaki. Hopefully deciding that coming and doing an entire season next year would be the go.
That's it. He's one of my favourite drivers. You see Pete Drever a lot around all the recreational events around the country, and he's often at the pointy end. He's normally grabbing some sort of, you know, crowd pleaser or, you know, most consistent drifters awards. And, you know, back when Topol Motorsport Park had a burnout pad, he used to love ripping that place up as well. But here he is here on the big stage. It is finals time. Pete Drever up against Keisuke Nagashima. This is the final of round number 5.
Well, here we go. It is round number 5. It is the grand finale. This is the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship. You wanted the best. You've certainly got them to abreast. We will wait for the lights, and it'll be time to let them fight it out. The higher qualifier will lead out for the first lap. AirTech on the windscreen. On our left-hand side is Pete Drever. Pete Drever, his first time back straight to the finals. Next year, will he go straight through to the championship? It's going to be our last time we see Keisuke Nagashima in the Pro Sport Championship, because he is on his road to glory. We're just waiting for the haze to leave, to exit the chat, so we can send them out to drift. The countdown is on. We're ready for the lights. We go red, orange, 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 green, and we are straight down the front straight here at Baypark. This is Mercury Baypark Stadium. This is the final of the Pro Sport Championship in the grand final here in Tauranga.
And Pete Drever right up on the Repco wall ride. He's got that wind scraping the wall, but Keisuke Nagashima, we've seen it tonight, all night. We've seen it all season. He is an aggressive chaser, and look at the proximity here. This is a battle we're looking for. This is the final two drivers showing us why they are at the pointy end. Both straight through that clipping point box, back up onto the Repco wall ride. And Pete Drever, look at that, straight up on the tabletop ledge. And what that's going to do is set him up for a wall ride all the way around. But knock, who's there? It's Keisuke right on the door.
Keisuke Nagashima trying to stay in the pocket. He did a great job coming out of the wall ride. He's going to go out into the teardrop. They will switch, and they will switch positions. Let's have a look at the replay. So you'll see both drivers coming. Pete Drever a little bit off, wasn't able to rock the car back up onto the top shelf as they come through to switch. They switch underneath the diggers, and they'll make their way back down into the teardrop. Now it's the left rear for both cars, stays in, no issues there. They dime it off the turn, come through to switch. Grabs the outside clip before making their way both back up onto the Repco wall ride, and they will get ready to go, grinding against the concrete and coming through to finish. To get a great chase run, you need an emphatic lead run, and I think we saw them both right now.
And you can see in the bottom right-hand corner as well, the judges' camera, they were all just instantly spun around, and they were checking out the independent replay system. And notes being written down.
Now, one thing we've seen, Tony, is the jump that Keisuke gets when he gets the green. We know that car is... Hello, Pete. We know that that car is fast. We know he's going to try and get the jump, but Pete's watched him do it to two other people. Is he going to get caught out? Is he going to go again? Again, we wait for the clouds to just head off across the Pacific. Nagashima, Drever. Okay, here we go.
So look at the drive, there it is, straight away from the 86, it just gets straight on the power, puts it down. Now Pete Drever, he is also an aggressive chaser, let's see what he can do. And he's straight up in the pocket on the back of the green glow. Now that's going to work to Pete's advantage, being able to see the green glow through the smoke. They make it away into the teardrop, the Dale ITM teardrop, to that zone. Nagashima, he's put one wheel, maybe two off through the teardrop, and Drever right there, proximity. Is that going to be enough to split these guys? They make it back to the Repco wall ride for the final time. Nagashima right up on the top shelf. Pete Drever right there with them. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final two, the final of the Pro Sport Championship. And wow, what a battle we have there.
Well, Drever was smart. He led into the first turn. Watch this. He just dives straight down into the bottom section. It's the faster way around. It gives him the ability to get straight on the door. We know how fast Nagashima's car is. They come through simultaneously switching as they head underneath that front of that top loader. They go through, and then at this point here, it's one wheels, possibly, more probably two for Keisuke Nagashima. I tell you what, does he care? I would say absolutely not. He goes up, back up onto the wall we go, and we're going to come and see them both. It almost looked like Drever was further up the wall than Keisuke Nagashima was. They're going to come through and finish.
Wow, I want to say, Steve, I think that's going to go the way of Drever.
Well, I think it will. If it won't, well...
And the water sprayers, do not be alarmed. It's just water sprayers on the radiator to cool down the S13 of the ABC Drift Kids Pete Drever car there that's running off the track. We will get the drivers up out of their vehicles. Keisuke Nagashima on the left-hand side. Pete Drever on the right-hand side. And what a battle, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, put your hands together. Keisuke Nagashima, Pete Drever.
Well, I think it's time to go down to Stephen McIver. I'm sure he's waiting to be told in his ear who took the win.
Okay, boys, here we go. So, well, I'll tell you what, Baypark, most importantly, everybody will put their hands together, not for these guys, but for the whole of the Pro Sport Championship. What a season, come on! It has gone down to the wire, this round particularly. Who will it be? Pete Drever, will it be Keisuke Nagashima? Just one moment, it's in my ear right now. And your fifth and final round winner here at Mercury Baypark for Repco D1NZ Pro Sport goes to Pete Drever! Okay, let me just have a quick chat, mate. Don't go away, Keisuke. Congratulations, buddy. You've jumped in the final round, and mate, you look like you haven't forgotten what to do.
Oh, yeah, we were rusty at the start of the weekend, I'm not going to lie. But we slowly found the groove, and yeah, we just stuck with it, and the line seems to be good, so.
You are loving this, right?
Oh, absolutely loving it. We didn't get a round win last season, and we pushed and pushed. And this year, we missed the season, but we thought we'll do the final, and my main goal was to win the round, so absolutely wrapped.
All right, we'll go get in your car and take it over to that podium over there. We're going to do the podium presentations. Also, we've got to crown a drift champion. Don't know who that's going to be, but second place for the round, mate. Your last part of your season, what's changed? You've been on it.
I think, I don't know, it's just realistically me being comfortable with the car, with the guys that have supported me from day one to now. It's unbelievable to be, on the top step again. I think we're 4 out of 5, so yeah, not a bad season, to be honest.
You realise that if you do win Pro Sport, you can't actually come back and play. You'd have to step it up.
Oh yeah, I got to think about that.
Mate, go get ready for the presentation of both the championship and also the podium, mate. Well done. Good. There you go, folks. We're going to do the round presentation and the championship presentation in just a tick, so don't go away. Welcome back to Mercury Baypark for our round and championship podiums for Repco D1NZ Pro Sport. What a year it has been, but it's time to wrap up Pro Sport. So let's start with the round. And presenting the trophy for third place for the fifth and final round will be D1NZ's Keith Lewis. And in third position in the SF Tiling S13, this is Dean Young. Presenting second prize is one of our VVIP fans, Aaron Baker. And in P2 for the fifth and final round, driving the Torque Performance 86 Fighters 286, it's Keisuke Nagashima. And presenting the round winners trophy is our VVIP fan, Tamara Preston. And your round champion for the fifth and final round of Repco D1NZ Pro Sport, driving the ABC Drift Kids S13. Here he is, Peter Drever! And that, folks, is your official podium for the 5th and final run in Pro Sport of Repco D1NZ. Gentlemen, there's bottles in front of you. Do it, and do it now. Okay, gentlemen, I'll ask you to vacate the podium as we get ready for the championship podium. In front of the 5 to 10,000 assembled drift maniacs that have turned up here at Mercury Baypark, which we love having you here. All right, gentlemen, if I could ask you to move from the podium now, and we'll get ready for the championship presentation. All trophies will be presented by Keith Lewis from Repco D1NZ. And in position 3 for the 2024 championship is Adam Whitehead. I hear he's running. Here comes one of those awkward moments. Here he comes. Well, he's driving, he's not running. So here he is, P3. Someone drag him out of the car. Come on, Adam. Well, congratulations, P3 in the Pro Sport Championship. I know what you wanted to do. Get up there and receive your 3rd place, folks. Adam Whitehead. And your 2nd place getter in a close fought battle. Very, very close. Please welcome up Daniel Edwards. And standing on the top step in 2024, your Repco D1NZ Pro Sport Champion goes to Keisuke Nagashima! And there is your official podium for Repco D1NZ. And don't touch those bottles yet, gentlemen. Come on down, jump off the podium. Let's go to P3 through to P1. Congratulations, mate. It's been a crazy old season, huh?
Yeah, it's been it's been a great season. These two boys are here have been my biggest nemesis, but no, it's been a great year all round, and yeah.
So I'm hearing you're stepping up to pro next year?
Oh,
is that right?
Yeah, whispers might be true.
Well, could you try and be on time rather than you were fashionably late today?
Yeah, sorry about that. Fashionably late, but yeah.
Who would you like to thank, mate?
Yeah, so I got a little bit of list just so I remember everything.
Okay.
So a huge thank you to my naming rights sponsor, Plan B Hydraulics, AJ and Blair from there. Awesome guys. Purtec New Zealand, Julius and the crew from there. CM Engineering and Purtec Central Hawke's Bay, Sam Barry, awesome guys. Pro Blast, Craig and Nicole, thank you guys heaps. Havelock North Tyres and Alignment, Greg and Salem New Zealand for providing me the tyres, thanks heaps for that. RPM Fabrication, Russell Veers kept the car, keeping me with all the bits and helping me out, awesome, go see him. Killer Daily, Joseph Gray, go get some merch from Joseph, awesome, and most of all my crew, thanks heaps to Logan and Ashley, Tom, James, Daniel taking the photos, and my wonderful partner Coralie. Thank you heaps.
I didn't play you off, it's all right. Not the Academy Awards. Daniel Edwards, I know you were gutted. You had to face Keisuke earlier on in this round, and you knew what that meant. We couldn't give it away, but you knew what it meant. Talk to us about your season briefly.
No, my season's been great, but there a couple of rounds we had a few issues, and but we powered back, and props to Keisuke, he's done awesome this year. But it's awesome.
Would you like to thank anyone, and do you have a small list?
It is a big list, but I'll keep it short. Huge thanks to Horizon Tyres. Without them, this honestly wouldn't be possible. Sealing NZ, my partner's father's company, Stock Street guys up the top there. they've been a huge help. Case and Cody and Murray, they've helped me out so much this season. There's just everyone on the car. I couldn't have done it without them. It's crazy.
Mate, we love your attitude too, so congratulations on P2. Pro next year, what's the story?
We'll have to wait and see. I ideally wanted to be on that top step before I moved up, but we'll see.
Well done, mate. Congratulations. All right, it's been a while. I know you've been hanging out before you can spray the champagne. Keisuke Nagashima, you are a champion in pro sport. How does that make you feel, first and foremost?
To be honest, it's a dream come true. I've been watching D1 for 20 years or 24 years, to be honest, from 2004, and or 20 years, isn't it? That's my maths being incorrect. But yeah, no, it really is a dream come true. I'm pretty speechless. It's an honour.
What have you learned this year about being able to be in the position to win a championship?
It's a lot of pressure, to be honest with you. A lot of things about having the right mindset and just kind of putting it on with the boys. And everyone can drive so well. The level of driving has really stepped up this year. So it has been an absolute ball to be able to drive with everyone.
It was very noticeable today. You came in with a really angry, I'm going to get this championship attitude. Like you sent it from the get-go.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, you have to 100% commit at this track anyway. So, realistically, there was no choice for me to do otherwise.
Alrighty, you must want to thank some people.
I have a bit of a big list. Number one on top of the list is Talk Performance Development out in Rosebank. I mean, without them, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be able to do, put on a show for everyone and realistically have that car the way that it is, so reliable and punchy and set up so well. Otherwise, it's Infinity Auto Works in New Lynn. We had a bit of a bingle 2 years ago at this track, and they allowed us to get back and make the chassis straight-ish again for 80s car, and DBA for the brakes, Turbo Care for the unbelievable turbo, Yokohama New Zealand for the front tyres, shirts tucked in, Phoenix radiators, HDI, Motul, Haltech, just everyone that's come on board this season, just absolutely blown away, and I'm glad that I could put on a performance for everyone.
We're glad that you could do it and provide us with a valuable champion, man. Congratulations, much respect from the whole fraternity to all three of you in the rest of the pro sport field. I'm going to move out of the way. You can both all step back on the podium and do that spray the champagne thing. There you go, folks, your pro sport top three for 2024. Now, just to know, there'll be no victory skids at this particular point in time because we've still got the pros to go. You can do, hang on Daniel, you can do your victory skids at the end of the Pro Championship, alrighty? And that's what we're heading towards next, folks. Not too far away from the top 16 parade and rolling through in Repco D1NZ live.
The taste of victory is sweet. The taste of victory for Keisuke Nagashima. Well, this is the winning run for the round, but right there in the chase position is the end of his pro sport campaign. He can only move up to pro. Why? Because he is a 2024 champion. Take nothing away from Pete Drever in the ABC Drift Kids car. He's been chasing a round win for the last couple of years. He couldn't make the full championship in 2024, but I'm sure he will be back after tasting success for that. But Tony G, Keisuke Nagashima, what a drive.
Well, you called it back all the way in Taupō early on. There it is, the championship standings for 2024. Keisuke Nagashima, 402 points, and he's over 70 points, or almost 70 points clear of Daniel Edwards there in second place. Adam Whitehead picks up third. Dean Young with a strong finish into third place. Isaac Aldridge finishes in fifth overall. Running out your top 10, Daniel Smith, Matty J, Zach Zayden, Ryan Parry, and Justin Patterson.
As we go further back, great drives for Braden Mayer, Aaron Habib. He managed to go from the bottom towards the top. I'm sure we go further. Roddy Knowles, I know he wants to make the step up from Sam Rawson. Aidan Daly, Matthew Brown, Jason Wu. Watch that guy as he continues his career. Daniel Crinkle, Daniel Caldwell, and Pete Drever. 112 points for the season. One round, he got into 20th position. Well, I tell you what is next. You guys have seen the best of the Pro Sport Championship. Are you ready to see the best of Pro? Well, we're here at Mercury Baypark Stadium. This is the grand finale of the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship. You know what? There's so much excitement. Let's just take a quick break.